And we come back to you, Jozsua. You have
What am I doing? Where am I?
you are on the Bienno Rosso again. The shuttle you have commandeered has just landed.
Uh, I I in the commotion, the evasive actions we took trying to escape being skewered, I probably opened up the stitches on my uh, thump, and I sort of stagger out of the shuttle with my hands up and drop the pistol, and then I'm like, help! I need medical attention.
You see a pair of medics and other medical staff. Pretty much saunter on. Well, not really saunter, but briskly arrive.
I wave them in as like there's federal guards on board that are injured. Make sure they're taken cared for. And as for myself, I look at the bandage on my hand and I see the red starting to seep through. I have a quadruple finger amputation. The wound hasn't been debrided. I probably need to go under and have some infected tissue excised. I still can't feel anything.
Under,
And then as I finish the sentence, I sort of stagger a little bit, like faint from the exertion.
Understood, comrade captain. We'll tell the comrade doctor, or to prepare.
Thank you.
And before you can correct them, they go inside the shuttle to see if there's anyone else in worse condition.
Yeah, I don't. And then I just sort of look around and like, I guess I'll show myself to the medical bay.
Horton,
Am I finally no longer sick?
you are no longer sick. As you arrive in the hangar, there's some sort of hubbub about. And, when you open up the balcony doors, you see down at the hangar a brand new walker frame that is federal. So, and a group loitering around a shuttle, a federal shuttle to be specific.
Is my favorite runaround?
Your favorite what?
Runt?
Sure, one could have been walking with you.
Ooh.
That was mostly me checking to make sure Runt didn't do the thing where they're like, if I make it and then doesn't make it. Love
Who
you, Runt.
died?
Nobody ever
Someone
dies.
died?
No,
Someone
no,
died.
nobody
I'm pretty sure
dies.
someone died.
No.
I also thought somebody died.
Yeah.
Pilots live forever.
Why is Tog Combat still the number one search if I search for combat sheet? Good grief. I'm pretty sure Runt's dead.
Brunt's. I don't think Brunt died. It was somebody else.
No, Horton. The butcher's bill was Scout, Burke Jerk, Dancing Queen, and
It was Burke Jerk, that's right.
and
Oh shit.
you know what you thought for a very long time? The last 2 days? Timebomb. But as you come out of this door with Runt, look over the balcony, you see coming directly for you, floating up, is Timebomb.
Howdy, Captain. Scared me.
Little John. Oh.
Got all your fingers? Got all your toes?
I hold up my bandaged hand, clearly short 4 fingers.
Oh my. Which hand?
Left.
You left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
At least you got your spares.
Yeah. Could you show me to the medical bay? I'm not steady on my feet right now.
Yeah, right this way. I'll just full body grab you. You don't even have to move. I got you.
Thanks. Wait, full body grab you like bridal carry?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
What, has Joshua never had dreams of being carried around by a big, strong man?
None that he'd admit to publicly. Um, he's, um, tell me, I think we won, but I'm not 100% sure.
You're asking the wrong person. I've been in a near coma from sickness for the last. Runt, how long was I out?
I think it was 65 hours.
God. I think I kept trying to get up and they eventually just sedated me.
Sounds like you. Who's still alive?
It was crazy. They hooked hoses up to my nose just because it kept coming out. Somehow getting into the.
They taped the cannula to your face?
Yeah, they just didn't want the. They kept saying recycling the air was taking too much from the system.
They were lying to you. That's not what a cannula's for. I say like increasingly like dizzy. I think they just told you that so you'd stop taking it out. Part of the cannula is, he says, sort of like eyes flickering. It's pure oxygen. It's not safe to just pump the med bay full of pure oxygen, so they just pump it into your nose.
Are you saying catheter?
Cannula. The nose thing. The tube they stick up your nose. It's for safety.
I thought that was for the snot.
No. That's what nurses are for.
You know, buddy, take a nap. Actually, no, don't go to sleep. Stay awake. You'll feel a couple slaps on your face as we come around a corner towards the med bay.
Well, John, did it work?
Yeah, it worked.
Did Markovic come home?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out through the fog of war. I'm sure there's people that could answer that. Head nurse, floor nurse. I got a 1.
What did you just say?
I got a 1. I don't know what the triage term for man missing fingers is, but and back from combat zone, but take them.
I just imagine like you needed to like number 1. I'm like, wait, what?
I bequeath upon you an injured person. Take them.
Your most prized possession.
From the tender mercies of little John, I'm starting to go faint from the pain.
And you see the nurse start to come over, take a look, and after Joshua, you tell them you're in pain. They administer some painkillers, and I imagine you fall asleep.
It probably would be a topical and not a general anesthetic, so I probably wouldn't fall asleep. I'd be like, I mean, I might not be responsive, but I'd be awake.
Sort of out of it then.
Yeah. Also, but definitely like not feeling my like whole left arm though, because they're gonna have to debride it, which is an extraordinarily painful process.
And
for those queasy, you may want to cover your ears for the next 15 seconds. They're gonna have to scrape all the dead flesh off of my stump with a stiff brush.
It's not dead.
Yeah, part of it is.
It's just not happy.
No, part of it's dead. So, but they're gonna clean me up, excise and debride all the dead tissue and dirt and bits of cloth stuck in there. So,
Hey, Joshua, you still up? Still there?
yeah, Yeah, I say it. Like 30 minutes have passed. The dressing has been changed. The wound has been debrided, and they've got fresh bandages on it. I'm gonna have to go back. They're gonna have to do a bit more surgery on it, just to sort of clean up the cut because it's not like the federal doctors didn't do a great job. So
Are they gonna get your fingers back?
my fingers don't exist anymore. They were crushed by the clamshell of an ejection pod.
We can make walker frames. Can't we make you a hand?
He just sort of like shrugs his head and shrugs his shoulders and cocks his head. Probably. I don't know. I just hope I haven't gotten an infection yet. I'm more worried about that than if, I'm ever going to get a hook or something.
Dude, I'm sorry. I shouldn't make light of your situation.
Fine. It gets me out of my own head. Markovic didn't make it, did he?
Runt looks over to you, Little John. No.
He sort of harumps to himself and then looks off into the distance. Just like rotating his wrist to keep the blood flowing. We lost Markovic, Berkjerk, Sofia.
What?
What?
Horton would already know this.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. We lost. Gosh. Anything else I missed? Feels like I come home to a whole different ship.
Runt
I
says,
keep hearing rumors of a ship jumper.
Defector?
I don't know anything about that, Runt says. But we're apparently being taken off the line.
Well, I don't like that either.
We're down 4 walker frames and 3 star pilots? Yeah, we gotta get off the line.
Actually,
That's
basically
we're down 10 walker frames.
Oh, that's way worse.
Yeah, we're just plus any sort of battle damage, operational losses. No, we're dead weight in a stand up fight. We've got to get out of here.
Can't we just... I don't know. Willpower through it?
Runt
I mean,
looks
we
to
could.
you- looks to you and says, I wouldn't exactly want to go tangle with the Blues half strength.
What?
We could.
What's...
Willpower ain't the problem. It's bodies and suits and frames.
So what's that?
What's a walker? What's a mobile suit?
What's that thing when people say things are good and then they're good?
Wishful thinking?
No, there's a psychological term for it.
Delusions?
No,
Just
no.
world fallacy?
No. It's like a single word. I'll think of it.
Well, at the very least, we won.
I just sort of look around at like the empty there's so few survivors of the fight that there's like no long-term patients. I look at the mostly empty med bay and I'm like, you sure?
Well, that's what the Colonel says.
He just with like no further commentary.
Well, and
I do like the idea of the empty medical rooms compared next to the coroner's office.
That's the thing, is there aren't even that many bodies because people just get vaporized.
Well, Cork had...
Yeah, but there's still like a tag in there, right?
Well,
I mean,
Cork
there's something.
had said that
We don't.
we opened up a rift for the craw to get through. So
I don't doubt it. I just doubt if it was worth it.
Manifesting. I was thinking of manifesting.
oh yeah,
Can we just manifest victory?
Corkhead's a captain now.
Who?
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Wait, if Markovic's dead, who's the comm squad?
Renfro.
Oh.
Ew.
Dollars to donuts. I was sure it would be Rasavine. Oh.
Well, Colonel didn't want him getting too many responsibilities. Plus, Renfro has seniority.
No, Renfro's not a bad pick. It's just, Rasavine's Rasavine. He's got a way of, getting people to do what he wants.
Also, what is one more responsibility?
Well, apparently,
being commander of a squadron's a lot more than one more responsibility.
What's 30 more responsibilities?
Well, it's not that many.
Oh, well, don't worry. I'm a really good estimator. We'll find a middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, he feels sort of the stiffness and the tension coming back into his left arm, and he's like, "Okay, great. Have the services for the missing and the dead happened yet?"
Not really.
Hordon, you ever been to a Jovian funeral before?
Nope.
Oh, first time for everything. Usually pretty straightforward affairs. Especially when there ain't a body.
This is really sad.
Yeah. Zafia. She's gone. That's...
That.
You keep saying that, and I keep not hearing it.
I think I know what you mean. It doesn't feel real. Doesn't feel like we actually broke the line. Oh, he told me a month ago that we'd take Baker's Point. I'd have been pretty enthused, but now. All right.
What? I don't know. One of these days we'll be able to win and not lose our friends.
I don't know about that. I don't think we get to have it both ways.
No, I think we do. We just need to be better for it. And actually, I don't know. I feel like we took a lot of shit for granted there for a bit.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? It also kind of feels like we did all that for nothing.
Oh no, we did it for something.
Mm.
I don't know
Did
what
it
that
till
something is. I'm not privy to the details of the operational picture here, but we did do it for something.
We took Baker's Point. We're in the home stretch now. We're gonna win the war. The Feddies just don't know it yet.
Maybe within our lifetimes, too.
I'd say probably within our lifetimes. But, who knows? And within our lifetimes, at great cost and sacrifice, he says, just sort of eyes lingering on his stump that he's just like still not used to. Like the hand he was born with just like doesn't look the same, and like psychologically he can't quite get over that.
Do you still have your pinky?
And he shakes his head.
Damn.
I got my
I was
thumb.
mostly out of character.
I
I was gonna pinky promise you that everything was gonna be okay.
Oh, that was out of character. Okay.
Runt
Um,
then says, well, it could be worse. You could be dealing with lunatic health insurance.
I
Lunatics?
got Lunatic,
Uh,
but not that far
yeah.
off. You're not wrong calling them that.
That we start ribbing each other and then you start going, like, actually, ow, ow, that hurts my whole body.
Yeah, it hurt. It's like if I breathe too hard or laugh, it like jolts my arm, and that hurts. But yeah, the best they could do in the Fetty line was they sort of cut off the dangly bits and then bandaged it up and gave me a shot of codeine and gave me a sling. I've been in so much pain the last few days.
Well, it could be worse. Back in the Bell, it got so bad one time they were just pouring whiskey on the wounds.
And it makes the pain worse, but that does work as an antiseptic.
Yeah, but
Hurts
they don't
like
really fix anything. Sometimes they just amputate and sew and call it a day. Other times, you get the whiskey.
a lot of alcohol out in the belt. I guess that makes sense.
It's one of those things when you live in a shit life, there's really only thing you got going for you.
I just
Belt
don't when I
didn't run
think
on whiskey, then it wouldn't run.
I just don't when I think of the belt, I don't think of agricultural byproducts. But
No, it's expensive as hell.
The good stuff is what you get out of the AC.
what? Like the scrubbers?
Yeah, there was a moonshiner back on New Austin. I don't remember the exact process for it, but he's pulling near pure ethanol out of that thing.
I guess that makes sense. You could. Oh, that's crazy. Needlessly risky. You're aerosolizing the alcohol into that you just turning the whole colony into a fuel air explosive if you get it even a little bit wrong.
Yeah, but he's good at what he does.
It must be really good. I don't know. I've never drunk before.
Well, if you ever want to forget your fingers, I got you.
I doubt there is
Oh,
any amount of any
yeah.
substance that could get me to forget that.
Also, I'm sorry, that was rather insensitive of me.
You see Runt start to fish for a cigarette. So, what now?
We pull back to the nearest depot. I couldn't say for sure where it's going to be. We take on new walker frames. We take on new pilots. Either me or Fuyuki or both. We debrief the jumper. And,
No, I meant more for you.
for me, I'll need a prosthetic eventually. Sooner the better, in my opinion, but that's not really up to me. And
you do still have your
then,
thumb, which is the important one. Probably rig up something with pulley systems that when you move your hand, you can still grip.
he just sort of turns his wrist over and back, sort of seeing how that might work. Yeah. Well, John, I think you're onto something with that. But then I'd have to get cleared by the flight surgeon and the comm squad to get back to flight duty status, and I don't know, that's not a given.
Well, Runt says, you're Jovian. You don't have to be here.
Really easy to just give me a medical discharge and a pilot and send me home, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Jozsua, if you do that, I won't like you anymore.
It's not up to me, but I appreciate this. I appreciate the spirit.
That's actually a good question. What are the Lunas or the Jovians going to actually start trying to clone limbs instead of all this, I don't know, war crap?
Yeah, he shakes his head. You'd have to clone the specific fingers, and then I don't know. It'd be so much work. Best to start with cancer organs than entire skin grafts than an entire finger. Finger's a really complicated machine. Easy to get wrong. We're probably a few hundred years out from that, to be honest. I don't even know if they can do that in the Federation.
Runt shrugs his shoulders. Fuyuki,
Yep, that's me.
what are you doing?
I think after the whole getting Emmett oriented situation, I think Fuyuki went back to his room if he wasn't called to any other place in particular.
I see. What are you doing there?
Hold on. One second. I think Fuyuki is he's writing a letter to send back to his parents.
Oh.
He hasn't actually written to them in all of this time. Mainly because just a lot of things have been happening, and he's not exactly the most like. It's not that he doesn't miss them, but it's also not that he's not having a great time here. I don't think he's feeling any particular pain or distress from being without them for a while, but um you know, he wants to update them on how things have been going and how he's been doing.
I see. So, what does he exactly say?
So I'd imagine the camera kind of pans over his shoulder and we see him writing, and let me stop fucking dying for a second. I'm still kind of sick. The letter reads, Dear Mother and Father, I write with exciting news from the front. I'm sure the newspapers will beat the arrival of this letter to you, so you have already seen some of what I'm writing about. I will not waste what precious space we have to communicate with boasting. I'm sorry I did not write sooner. I confess the chaos and thrill of all the fighting has caught me in its thrall. I will inform you with great pride that I am now an ace pilot, have been promoted to the rank of captain, and given command of my Rafa. Not exactly the role I expected to play, but one I did not turn down. As part of my privileges as an ace pilot, I've been able to customize the paint scheme of my walker frame, a Don now, not the one I was given when I first joined. I have attached a photograph of my new machine, as well as the emblem I've designed for myself. And attached to the letter is a sketch of a tiger's head, the profile of a tiger's head, the mouth open in a roar. Around its neck are rings reminiscent of Saturn's. I wonder if you can guess what my inspiration was. I even have an axe. The IVA is very different from what I am used to. I am grateful to our Jovian comrades for standing with us in our war for independence, but I have found in several cases they do not have the stomach for the violence inherent to revolution. Perhaps they have passed too many years of comfort. I do not think it is a belief they all share, but where they and I draw the line has become somewhat of a point of conflict. I will not let it distract me from the bigger picture, from what must be done. How are things for the both of you? While I miss you dearly, I have no doubt you are up to your own important work. This is a war we must fight on all fronts, after all. But I know in good confidence that the Blues are in a death spiral. Their lines are crumbling, falling to pieces. They're getting desperate. And I would not be so foolish to forget that a cornered animal will take every opportunity to bite, but it is a cornered animal nonetheless. I've been diligent in keeping up my writing, despite everything. I keep a journal with both my recollections of combat and my poetry. I look forward to sharing it with you when I do come home, or Should I meet my end amidst the stars, it contains everything I would want you to know of me. Everything up until my final moments. If I am to die out here, know that I died fighting for Saturn's future. I would not settle for anything less. I hope to hear from you soon. Your son, Fuyuki Ryu.
Fuyuki,
Yeah?
you get a ring at your intercom.
Fuyuki will answer.
It's Colonel Cabero.
Hello?
Lieutenant Fuyuki, please make your way to the bridge.
Understood. He will, straighten his uniform and, make his way to the bridge.
Emmet.
Mm-hmm.
To remind the audience, how's the mood in the room with you and Emin right now?
How long has it been?
About, let's say, an hour. Or at least the better part of an hour.
But you don't have any way to measure the time, I think.
No, they've been
There's not a
they've been
there's
thrown
not a
in
clock on the wall.
They've been thrown in a bunk, an empty bunk.
You're in you're in like an unused room.
You can
Is there a
count how
clock?
fast you read and then read.
Is there a clock on the wall? Or am I totally like disoriented time-wise?
I don't see why they would take away your watches.
Now, what if there's spy?
Yeah, they would.
Material.
That is like definitely something they would take.
Oh,
in case
no,
they've got
they'd
listening
take my-
devices or
They'd take
entire
my
guns
music
and
player,
watches.
No.
Or yeah, they would take any sort of personal electronic. You'd get them back eventually, but like they gotta check those for bombs or wires or taps or tracking devices. Like they absolutely would take his watch.
I see,
and
I
music
see.
player.
So, if they hadn't taken Emmett's music player, he might have been listening to something. This room is, zero gravity, right?
Yeah, whole
Yes.
ship is.
Okay. I think probably the first maybe 10 or 15 minutes were spent just like looking at all of the details of the room, partially looking for like, spying devices.
Actually, the thing that strikes you the most is the material of which everything is made. You actually see very, very little metal in this room. When you look at the chair, it is not mag locked to the ground. Nor is it made of metal. It is a wooden chair on a pulley system in the ground.
What else is made out of wood?
Everything. Your bed frame is made out of wood. The door you walk through is made out of wood.
I think that there's like, we get a shot, from camera on top of the desk as Emmett runs his hand across it. There's so much wood in here. How can they afford it?
Emmett, I would like you to make me a politics or academics keen.
Okay, that's going to be keen and academics for 4 successes.
4 successes. Emmett, as you're thinking about this, you realize something. Where would they get the metal from? It's a Jovian ship. Jupiter is very metal poor.
I think the next maybe half hour, he's floating upside down from the camera's perspective as he flips through one or two, occasional pages of this book. What in like the background of the shot? What is Emin doing in this period of time before the last 15 minutes?
What did you say you were doing?
He's sort of like floating, while looking at the book that they threw in here. Um, but I think that in this shot he's like in the background of it while Emin is doing something, and I'm curious what it is that she's doing.
Well, you see her trying to spin in a circle, like in a ball.
Mm-hmm. I would love to try to gauge whether this is whether this is, freaking out self-comfort behavior or if this is just boredom.
Honestly, it started out like that, but now it's just turned into boredom.
I think that, after a little bit more, Emmett sort of snaps the book shut. The boredom is starting to get to him as much as the initial panic is starting to fade, and he's starting to think a little bit more clearly.
Oh, is what he's
They
thinking
can't
about?
that they can't keep us in here forever. They wanted us for something, and we're gonna have to they're gonna tell us what that is eventually.
Emin turns to you, Emmett. Asks, "Don't Jovac ships have alcohol rations?"
Uh, I don't know if they have alcohol rations, but that whiskey you had back on the Greg Mays was Jovian.
Well, I had some of it here.
Well, I suspect now might be the time.
Well, I know they took everything. She like opens up her fatigue so you can see their inner pockets are, and like you see her visibly stuff her hand through them and pull them out empty.
Oh. I guess they had to check if it was poison or something like that.
I think the only thing they didn't take from us were our boots.
Surprised at that one, actually.
Wait, really? How the hell are we gonna walk without mag boots?
I don't know, maybe they didn't want to, maybe they wouldn't want us walking. He gives a sigh.
Ugh.
Seems like we don't have much choice but to play along now. So we're gonna have to make peace with that. If that, what was his name? The one with the cameras. Do you remember?
A fuckhead?
Yeah, the one you tried to punch. He sort of laughs a little bit.
Well,
Anyway, that
and then looks at you. No, go ahead.
if he was trying to get us to play along, I gotta say, threats are all well and good, but I don't think he's that great at it. Not the threatening part, he's great at that. The bayonets to my back and the gun to your head were pretty convincing. But I'm no expert on converting captives, but I don't know. You'd think he would have tried to get us to have a little bit more enthusiasm for it.
Well, maybe he's just
Where's the
shit at
carrot?
his job. You know, not everyone, and then you hear a knock on the door.
Oh, good.
You hear a voice says, "Make yourselves presentable. We're coming in."
And he sort of rotates himself around, magnetizing to the floor. Quote unquote floor.
Emmett. When you open the door, what do you see? Vinny, I believe you said that you wanted to be here as well as you, Joshua?
Yes, Yajra wants to be here.
Yeah, I think Fuyuki would want to be there.
So it is the two of you plus Corkhead.
Fuyuki waves and gives him a smile.
Who is Corkhead?
Let me check full name.
What is his? I also can't.
I also don't know his name.
What is his name?
Wasn't he my roommate?
Lieutenant Corwin O'Connell.
He's now a captain.
I also believe he is Fuyuki's roommate. Yeah.
He is your roommate, Fuyuki.
Hilarious.
Yes.
I don't even know what his fucking name is.
No video.
I mean, honestly,
Corwin O'Connell.
Average Fuyuki bonding with someone experience, really.
It's alright if you just call him Captain Corkhead. He won't mind.
Good.
So I think that his first response when the door opens and he sees particularly Jozsua is, "Wait, I remember you. You were on the transport."
Oh, yeah. So, sorry, I had to get up to close the door. My roommate just got home. Could you repeat what you just said? I'm really, really sorry.
I think that Emmett's first response after, the door opens and he can see everybody is the person he locks onto is actually Jozsua. Wait, I remember you. You were one of the prisoners on the transport.
I was. Past tense. I came here to say thank you. You really put your neck out for us, and no one asked you to do that, and you did it anyways. So I thought I'd attend the debrief partly to say thanks, and also partly to make sure that you're being treated fairly and serve as your advocate.
What, are you going to be a character witness?
No. Well, I would if I needed to.
Corkhead then says,
but
priest can be a lot sometimes, I know.
Well, it's more that, I wanted to hear what was happening from your perspective. I didn't know what was going on your end of the radio or outside the can at all. I've got to admit, I'm curious.
Emmett next I think he glances to Emin to see what her response to that is.
She doesn't say anything.
Can I read her expression?
Anxious.
And then he looks over to Fuyuki. What's Fuyuki's general demeanor right now?
Relaxed. If anything, in a vaguely good mood. He's not smiling and bouncing around and happy, but he's chill. He gives Emmett a wave whenever Emmett looks over to him.
The vibes are not bad.
This is
they are kind
baffling
of
to Emmett.
Fuyuki has the demeanor of it's not been a great day, but hey, hello, how's it going?
Brief.
I just learned that Yoshua's not dead today. Yeah.
Brief flashback to an hour ago when Fuyuki had his gun underneath Emin's chin.
Yeah, no, all of that gone. any of the aggression, all of that, it absolutely faded.
Yasha sort of looks between two. You two met already? Sorry, I've been in the med bay on account of the he gestures at his missing fingers.
Oh,
Fuyuki
God.
nods. Yeah, he's the pilot who could actually keep up with me in a sword fight, later an axe fight, and then he was also the one calling me a girl over the radio.
He just sort of he looks at Emmett just like okay, we've got mixed reviews.
Corkhead then says, "Well, I see everyone has been acquainted with one another. But we do have to go talk to the Colonel."
Do we I mean, surely we have some questions. There's a further debriefing we should carry out, right?
Corkhead looks at you, Fuyuki, a little disappointed.
He just sort of tilts his head with like a little bit of confusion, raises an eyebrow. Is there something I'm supposed to do?
Emmett, you see Corkhead turn Fuyuki around with an arm over his shoulder and like goes down and whispers, did you not tell Jozsua that we're supposed to take him to the Colonel for debriefing?
I haven't seen Jozsua. Well, until, like, you guys, we all met. I figured you would have told him.
Wait, if he's why is he just following you around then?
I came to get him. I didn't tell him anything beyond that.
Oh, are we debriefing with the... Yaj was like, oh, we're debriefing with the Colonel. He nods with himself.
And
nods
himself. Like, you hear all this shit. They're whispering, but you can hear everything.
Fuyuki looks over his shoulder. We're debriefing with the Colonel. I thought that was obvious.
I apologize for my comrades' unprofessionalism. We are, in fact, a volunteer army. If you come with me, the Colonel will take care of your... we will attend your debriefing with the Colonel. Just so you know, the debriefing is partly a debrief, partly a court of inquiry. Part of why I am here is this is kind of a semi-legal proceeding, and you are entitled to an advocate. If you'll have me, I'd like to be yours.
Better than nothing, I guess.
I literally owe you my life. It's the least I could do.
As you all are walking, Emmett, you notice Emmett went from anxious to absolutely baffled. And, she leans over and whispers, says, "How did we lose to these guys?"
That's a really good question.
I would also like to let everyone else know is you can also all hear the stuff they're whispering about.
I mean, yeah.
It's not a large room. But, I wouldn't take it personally given the circumstances. Let's go talk to Colonel Cowboy.
In the bridge, you notice Cabero sort of lazily looking over some reports at the captain's chair. And
Colonel, we have... Yep.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Colonel, we have the defectors here ready for debriefing.
Excellent. He folds up the papers he has in his hands and stands up from the chair. If you'll follow me to the...
and before I forget, Jozsua reaches into a satchel and then returns Emet and Emin their personal effects, including the music player. No bombs.
Then Cabero says, "All your sidearms for the time being, at the very least." Although, if you'll follow me to the operations room so we can talk in private, I believe we have quite a bit to discuss.
Yes, anything ranging from operational matters to your personal backgrounds to the technical details of the walker frame you bought us to the federal planes. Is there anything I can get you? We are going to be here for a while.
Could you give me just a moment to use the restroom? Actually,
Oh,
we've been in that
yeah.
room for more than an hour.
Wait, the colonel says, why didn't you just go to the bathroom?
Stress.
Allow me, if you'd come with me, I'll escort them to the head. Yozsua just sort of is like, Emmett, if you come with, just sort of gestures like, follow me, leads you to the nearest horrifying space, leads you to the nearest space urinal, which I'm sure, as we all know, is just
Horrifying.
a vacuum. It's a vacuum that you pee in.
Don't think about it too hard.
Don't think about it too hard. The spacers, this is a normal bathroom. Oh, okay. Let's vamp. Space toilets. So they actually figured out space urinals pretty quickly. The fundamental technology hasn't actually really changed since the 60s. It really is just a vacuum that you pee into. That's it.
That's so fucking funny.
It takes some
I
minor,
know, right?
and it's all the nice thing about it is that it's actually like works with like regardless of what your peeing organs look like. It's like pretty straightforward. They had to do minor modifications to the ISS because there weren't like people with vaginas in space until the ISS. They had to like reshape it, but otherwise it hasn't fundamentally changed. Now, pooping in space is a much more complicated affair. Until Skylab, the best they could do, both in the Soviet and American space programs, was they'd have a bag that was lined with antiseptic, and you'd tape the bag to your ass. You'd shit in the bag and then seal it up and just like hope you got it all. They redesigned it between Gemini and Apollo because the Gemini bag, like the seal, wasn't like perfect. Like if it got wet, it wouldn't like work properly. And so every Gemini mission, they'd have like little bits of feces just sort of accumulating throughout the spacecraft. It was absolutely disgusting. But then they figured out for Gemini, they figured out they redesigned the shit bag, so it like worked a lot better. The Soviet Union actually figured out how to get the first space shitter. It is they look horrifying. Like they look like medieval torture devices, especially like the Russian ones. Hang on. They're really uncomfortable.
I know what you're talking about.
Gosh.
I had to do all this fucking
Every
research
time
for
I
this thing.
see it, it looks worse.
I had to do a bunch of fucking research for my own shit. Oh god, it's awful. It's so awful.
It's so awful.
looks
Because
evil.
the way, because it works on a vacuum principle, you need to make an airtight seal with your anatomy and that little gasket around that hole right there. The American space toilet is much better. It was very much a problem on Mir that astronauts would not eat enough, and like they would intentionally undereat so that they would only have to shit every couple of days, because using the Russian space toilet was so singularly an uncomfortable process. I see now that Mecha has returned. So this has been Space Fun Facts Hour
This
with
has been
Quix.
Space Toilet.
See you next week.
To conclude this, I think it is impressive how they've managed to make space travel as miserable as old-timey naval travel.
They kind of have. They really kind of have.
It's equally as miserable. Anyways, Mecha, Evan now gets to take a piss.
I think that like part of this is like, when you're really stressed, or you're in an unfamiliar situation, sometimes your autonomic nervous system will reduce your appetite and also your need to use the restroom. And now that things are getting less stressful, more confusing, he's like, okay, oops, okay, yep. Also, like, part of this, I think that there's not no amount of going, do I think that I could get away right now trying to fight that guy with part of his hand missing?
You an
Tim
objective
should've-
assessment. It would be really easy to beat me in a fight if you needed to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not
Okay, so like on a
easy
scale from
to
1 to 5,
take.
how good at fist fighting?
Thing is, I would give Jozsua negative modifiers out the ass. He is not the
You
problem.
can't.
It is the
I spend 10 narrative points.
Well, the other thing about that, Emmett, is you also have Emmett with you. The other issue, Emmett, is you don't have to worry about Joshua. He's not the problem. The 100 fleet rifles aboard are the problem.
Yeah. It
And
enters
they-
his mind and leaves it almost as quickly.
Yeah, because they would
basically.
fold your ass like a pancake.
But there is that moment of split-second threat assessment before he's done with his business.
Actually, Joshua, in case you wanted to have an interaction, you're standing out here with Emin. In case you want to query her at all.
Your Leap's backseater?
Yes, she looks down at your collar tabs.
It's complicated.
No, remember, she doesn't know you used to be a captain. She's just not sure what to call you. She doesn't see warrant officers a lot.
Just Yajua will be fine. We don't have those in the same way you do. Did you both make the call to come here?
Emmett acted first.
He just sort of nods to himself. I see. Well, we hope to make this process as simple for the both of you. My understanding is that you've already been inducted into the IVA.
No.
No? Okay. Well, the offer stands.
Don't you guys take literally anyone?
As long as you're not a Jovian.
She raises an eyebrow at that.
We need the IVA. How should I put this? The IVA is fundamentally a Jovian army, but it needs to be diluted by a critical mass of non-Jovians in order to be, a deniably non-Jovian army. Unless I can manage to be very, very clever about it, this, he says, gesturing to his injury, is probably going to send me home. But if you two wanted to stay, or join us, or even just one of you, that would simplify things considerably. And you definitely have a place here, despite the, not that I'm accusing you of anything, but, the sort of, potential, hypothetical security concerns.
Emmett walks on out.
Let's get you back to the colonel. What did you do before the war? He said as they're headed back.
It's complicated.
We've got time.
I worked. Have you
Yeah, sorry.
heard of a moonlit called Prometheus.
It's in Saturn, right?
Yes.
I've heard the name. I couldn't really tell you anything about it.
Is this an opportunity for one of the other two player characters in this area to make a roll to try and recall something?
Yeah, I'll
Am
do
I?
that.
I didn't know I was here, but if I'm
Can be
here,
if
I
you
think.
like.
Okay, yeah, I think
Fuyuki would have heard of it.
would
Yeah,
know
actually,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely would.
I
You
think
definitely know
Fuyuki
what's
would-
up.
So, yeah, Fuyuki just hearing that is like, oh yeah, Prometheus. I'm familiar.
And as you enter back in the room, it says the colonel says, "As am I."
When your friends in the NLF thought it would be a good idea to run walker frames through there, well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what happened eventually, does it?
God, Fuyuki is like holding his tongue to not say. I mean, tactically, it was a good place to do that.
Yeah, Yozsua just sort of holds up. Yozsua gets like an awkward expression, and then just sort of like raises hands, like, keep it to yourself, Fuyuki.
If probably Jozsua, if he's heard the name, has also heard that the colony there was evacuated after critical damage.
Cabera then says,
Which-
Okay, good to know.
"Be that as it may, the IVA does not exist to dictate strategy to the United Front Forces. And seeing as Saturn is their home, they have a greater right to decide on how to prosecute their war."
Fuyuki just kind of nods.
Whether or not that is in contention between the Cronian parties of this war is not for me to comment. Emmett, just so you know what's up, the Colonel has a distinctly Belter accent.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a reminder. However, on the conduct of this war, there's still your involvement in it. And he gestures to the two of you. First off, I am to understand that during today's skirmish, you fired upon your own officers. Is this correct?
He opens his mouth, looks like he's going to say something, catches himself, opens his mouth again, purses his lips.
Emin,
Yes.
I was about to say Emin, but as you were doing all this, just says yes. I see, the Colonel says. Well then, Lieutenant Leap, in your own words, why?
Major Gare was preparing to use a beam saber to destroy a shuttle full of prisoners, which posed, as best I could see, no active threat to him.
Comrade Pilot, at Yusuf, would you say this is correct with your own experiences of the event?
It's as he says.
And you, Comrade Captain?
Was that me?
Yes.
Yes.
You're the comrade
You called
captain
me-
now.
Okay, you were lieutenant earlier, so I got confused. I thought I
Shit.
wasn't really captain. Okay, I'm so sorry. Out of character, Vincent fuck up. Fuyuki just nods. Yeah, I was right there. I saw all of it. I was on the radio with him while it was happening too.
And the colonel sighs. 2D, am I going to have to remind you again not to converse with the enemy without authorization? Or really, reason?
Fuyuki just kind of shrugs. I mean, in this case specifically, it was relevant to negotiating the surrender. I will refrain in the future.
Please do. Oh, Captain. You might not mean to. You may not intend to give away our hand. But a intelligence officer can piece together all sorts of things from the minutest of details if they are good at their jobs. And the less we give them, the better.
It's true.
The colonel looks to the two of you. I heard what Rasivin has in store for you, and I have this to say at the very least. After we go over the footage, if it is as we all testify to be the truth, I doubt we would just hand you over to some labor camp. Although I am to understand that a return to federal service would be tricky at the best for the two of you.
Seems that way, doesn't it?
Well, know this at the very least. Rasivin may have connections with the media, and he may be good at his job. However, his influence, especially aboard this ship, in this regiment, is not infinite. Nor does he have the authority to simply do as he pleases. And speaking of the IVA, the colonel looks to Corkhead and asks, have they been given the offer? And Corkhead nods. Then Cabero looks to the two of you and says, well, would you like to join the Interstellar Volunteer Army?
It seems to me like our options are say no and end up either transferred back to the federal forces and get shot or hung for being a traitor. Say no and get transferred off to some labor camp. Well, Rasivin's story runs in the media anyway. Or say yes and play the parts he's assigned us. Do I have the right of it?
It's actually slightly more complicated than that. You have a few more options. Well, I doubt I can get you back into United Front spaces without facing some sort of repercussion. If you're willing to go without citizenship, I'm sure we can get you inside the Jovian Union, and you could live out the rest of your days, although not as citizens. And it's most
I'm not
likely-
leaving Saturn.
He holds up his hands. However, you would essentially be able to blend in with the rest of society. Cabero then turns to you, Joshua. Asks, Timebomb, from your estimation, do you think they would be able to fit in a little series?
Remind me what a little series is, Comrade Director.
It is a Belter enclave. They are very common in colonies, especially in the rings. It's not hard to find one. The biggest one is in Bakergrad.
I nod. The most Belter enclaves are in neighborhoods and communes are, full of people who took similar arrangements. There probably wouldn't be anyone you know, but it wouldn't be too far from home. But it does sound like your mind is made up to stay on Saturn. Is that correct?
You could always join the fight.
It's the easiest way to stay here.
And Cabero
And then
says,
you would be fighting for your home.
Cabero says, and we would value your services.
Pretty tremendously, in fact.
Emmett is going to sort of like look over to Emin to judge her current state of mind.
Indecisive.
Do you think you could give us a day?
Well, I see no reason why to rush. Well, I don't suppose we'll be in combat anytime soon. However, the faster you make a decision, the faster you can get out of this limbo state you find yourselves in.
At the very least, I don't know that we've got the option of going back to being your enemies.
Then Cabero very simply says, well, outside of federal service, our enemies are not exclusively within federal services. And as things currently stand, and Lieutenant Leap, I would not advise entering their ranks.
He's going to look around, look at the group here, look at Emin. You know what? I've made worse decisions before, haven't I? This is as good a place as any. It's not like I joined up with the feds for any better reason.
Emmett, I would like you to roll me a keen empathy.
I sense I've made a mistake. Keen empathy. It is a 6 under 8.
3 successes. You see in the Colonel's eye a flicker of disgust. Before he says, very well then, and Comrade Lieutenant, I'm sure we can restore you to your proper ranks. As well as we will have to discuss, of course in greater detail at a later time, the details of your new model machine you brought in. However, I have a regiment to run, and I suppose that concludes it's what I need to get done with this as at the very moment.
Do you know what Rafa is going to end up on?
That Rafa personnel assignments and have to go through Major Renfro. Oh, Fuyuki. If you want,
He just kind of shrugs.
if you want to poach
What'd
him,
you say?
Before one of the other cruisers does, or Rassivan does, you'll have to talk to Itch about that.
Well, then I guess I'm going to have to do that. He just smiles.
And you see the colonel get up and walk away.
At the very least, I guess I'm going to be fighting less Cronians now instead of more.
Statistically, that is very true.
Croquette says, it's a 70-30 split.
That sounds about right. I hope you end up with my Rafa. I want to see more of what that machine of yours can do. You know, and you're not a terrible pilot, so. And I happen to be down a pilot currently, so it works out perfectly.
Hey, one
Well, at least somebody here's enthusiastic.
Hey, Bon Rafa's also down on Croquette ads.
So that's just why I gotta talk to the guy first.
Rafa.
That's what we call flights.
Right.
Well, then Croquette says to you, Emet and Emin, says, it's not too bad. Not around here. Can't find a cigarette worth a damn, though.
Do you have any work I could do to keep myself busy?
I do! Fuyuki raises his hand.
I have some considerable mechanical skill.
Yozsua perks up when Yozsua perks up when he hears Emmett say that.
Fuyuki looks like a little disappointed and then is like, yeah, that's probably a bit more important. But then you could also fix my axe.
Even if I weren't joining up, I'd still want to do something. I'm breathing your air. I'm going to be drinking your water.
Croquette says, for better or worse, our air, actually.
Well, I understand it may be a bit awkward, but we're about to go hold a service for those who died in the battle. Would you care to join us?
I think it would be appropriate. We're all there.
Right. I can see how it would be awkward.
There's no one there who was fighting for... No one there that I knew who was fighting for a bad reason. I suspect it's the same for your people.
Well, I think you should see for yourself.
I suppose you all walk down to the hangar to have a service?
May I have a solo scene first?
Doing what exactly?
I would like to go to Zafia's room, because as We may have forgotten, she actually didn't share her quarters with anybody, so it should be completely untouched since, she died.
Alrighty then.
Yashua's gonna go to Zafi's room. He's gonna look around, first of all.
You see some photos on the wall.
He's gonna take a look at them.
Some are from the Jovian unit. A few are from Earth.
He sort of...
You do recognize young Philippe in a few of them.
His face sort of twinges, looking at the old photos. He's gonna go from area to area collecting her personal effects.
And a lot of it's not out of the ordinary, but what really stands out is the copious amount of letters.
He's been sort of thinking about what to do with these letters. He doesn't really think it's a stellar idea to send them back to her next of kin, who is oh gosh, this is actually something I discussed with Tired. Who's an uncle. He separates the letters into one pile and then sort of everything else into everything else. He takes her uniforms, her, various personal effects. Did she have any books?
It just seems like some eclectic genre fiction, or maybe a history book or two. Like nothing serious.
Sounds like her. As he folds up her uniforms to have their put away, he'll take one, her full dress, and he'll take the pilot's wings off of it, and he's gonna pocket those really quickly before taking that and then putting them away. Then he'll take her personal effects. He'll exit her room that she didn't share with anybody. Out loud to nobody, he'll just say, "This should have been better to her." And he'll turn the light off, close the door, and head to the service.
And I suppose the rest of you are congregated in some place like the hangar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good question.
What?
I have no say over it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuyuki's just gonna go to where everyone tells him to go. He looks like his mood has kind of fallen a little bit, but he looks more, I don't know, maybe bored is the wrong word, or putting it too rudely, I guess,
Aloof?
but yeah, it's he very much looks like he's just gonna get this over with so he can go back to whatever it was he was doing.
Gomain, do we have a list of the 10? Do you have one? The 10 people of the squadron who died. If you don't have it, it's just yes, no. Because I know it's Miliband, Berkjerk, Markovic, 7 others, right?
Yeah. And I did kind of mean that as just like the recent spat of operations. You've been reduced down by 10, not in this specific battle, second biggest.
Oh, okay. So it's Berkjerk, Zofia, and Rasivin are the ones who died, right?
Rasivin's not dead.
Not Zerk, Markovic. I meant Markovic.
Oh, Rasivin's dead.
Oh,
where were you when Rasivin
with
died?
this character's death, the timeline has been irrevocably altered.
Where were you when Rasivin was killed?
Rasivin is dead.
Who
It was
killed him?
Markovic's first name, Daniel. That's
Daniel.
right.
Daniel, yeah.
Danny boy, the pipes.
And then Martyr, what was his name? Jersey Albert. Right. All right. He'll go up. Ordinarily, Rasavine would be in charge of these, but I go up to Rasavine like, "May I conduct the
Actually,
ceremony?"
I
Yeah.
imagine when you asked him, he was more than happy to pawn off his responsibility on account of the fact that the regiment is in pretty heavy disarray at the moment.
That's true. He has to reorganize basically everything on his own.
It's pretty much just him and Renfro trying to unfuck this shit.
All right. Is everyone there?
Mm-hmm.
Bit morbid. Were any of their remains recovered?
Uh, Allow me to put it like this. Um, if you put Bertjerk's remains in front of this audience, it would need to be closed casket.
I mean, that we would do that then.
I believe that at least part of Markovic's walker frame came back, so there might be something in the cockpit.
You know, another mangled
But
ass corpse.
like if there's literally any remains, that would be like that would be something we're putting in a casket. Yeah. I know for Zofia, there's literally nothing.
Yeah, she got vaporized.
So we've got 2 caskets.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've got the sort of the podium set up with the 2 caskets in front of us. And then so there'll be 2 caskets and then just like a table. And then on that table, Yozsua will put Zofia's pilot wings, sort of where her casket would be if we had it. And then he stands in front of everyone and he says, "Ordinarily, our people, we have various funeral rites. The deceased are washed, clothed in white, and then the remains are committed to the void. But these 3 heroes were martyred for the liberation of humanity. There is no cleansing more honorable than the blood of their martyrdom. There is no shroud more honorable than the robes with which they return to God. And there's no ceremony that we could give them with greater dignity than the lives that they sacrificed that all humanity may be free one day. None of these 3 heroes, Martyr Zofia Miliband, Martyr Daniel Markovic, and Martyr Jerziel Berkey, were from here. They came from all across the solar system, from multiple backgrounds. They were our friends. They were Martyr Markovic was our commander. We all loved them dearly. But they belong to God. And truly one day all of us shall return to him. May we be inspired by their martyrdom, and their souls carry on the revolution on the other side." And he says, "And so, we commit their remains to the void, to be turned into corruption until that great day when all corruption shall cease, and we shall all return to God." And then he gets on the radio, and the ship, the Bienno Rosso, enters a burn so that it would technically is re-entering Saturn. And then he presses a button, opening a door in the hangar, ejecting the coffins and the pilot wings so that they would re-enter directly into Saturn, posing no navigational hazard. And then the ship returns to orbit. We all feel the G's of the burn, the weight of the inertia carrying us down, symbolic of the weight of grief. And then we return to microgravity with our dear... And then Yozsua looks back up at the crowd. "Martyrs are buried simply, for they lived simply. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were here. And may we be inspired by them." And then he'll say a talk bear once, and then that's it.
Joshua, the hangar
Yes?
floor is deadly silent. The only noise you can hear is from the lights in the vents. I don't think you've ever heard the hangar this quiet before.
Oh, it's okay. So it's really quiet. Okay. Hmm. I guess probably nobody
He
needs
looks
to
like he wants
roll
to
to hear
leave.
me saying something under my breath. Then.
Probably not.
What do you say? You have me worried now.
Well, no. It's just I didn't know if anybody would have to roll to hear this, but Emmett is reciting the Mourner's Kaddish.
Oh. I don't know if anyone other than Rasivin and Yozsua would know the significance of that, but he takes some solace at knowing at hearing this that someone who never met her or knew her would still care about Zafia's soul.
Fuyuki, meanwhile, he's just kind of fidgeting. Like he shoves his hands in his pockets, looks up to the ceiling, sighs, looks back forward out of his pockets. Just kind of looks like he wants to leave.
I have
May
a
though
really
go.
I have a question for Comrade Director.
Yes.
How, if they were held, how were funerals held for the battle dead on the Greg Mays? Or were they simply not held at all?
There would be no religious rite. How it would work is essentially, assuming, of course, you have the time, you'd, essentially have a funeral at sea, and there would be a time period beforehand in which, you get to talk to the casket, pay your respects before a essentially military ceremony where they are, buried at sea in space.
Mm-hmm. Did or did not Courage get a funeral?
Courage didn't get a funeral on account of the fact that she was MIA. Whether or not that is worse or better is up for you to decide.
Because Emmett is saying that, the Mourner's Kaddish in part because that's what you do. But also because, like, a lot of people have died, and he hasn't had a chance to mourn anybody. So this is for all of them. This Mourner's Kaddish isn't just for Markovic and everybody on this ship, at least to him. It's also for. At this point, he's given up. He thinks Courage is dead. He's mourning her and also Philippe, who he thinks he killed. It's a short prayer. It is not long.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, this is something I meant to ask beforehand. I forgot to know. Does the IVA have any songs? Like, what's the IVA's equivalent to the like Harama Valley song?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it was a song that the Lincoln brigadistas sung at each other's funerals.
They probably would. What that is at the current moment, I don't know.
What's the as the Battle of Harama Valley is to the Lincolns, what is to the IVA, or at least to Two Corps?
Actually, a good one might be Havelgrad. Of the precursor, the Belter Volunteer Army fought at.
What was the name of the place?
Havelgrad. I'll type it out.
Applegrad, yeah. And then, as the IVA does at its funerals, we sing about the Battle of Havelgrad and the friends we lost there. You know, from this colony they say that we're going. Do not hasten to bid us adieu, even though we lost the battle at Havelgrad. We'll set this system free before we're through.
I suppose.
And
there's a
may any who, would those who were affected or moved by the funeral be able to regain any mind health?
Please, 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 please. I'm at 1 mind health, please.
A D3. Right.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's potentially a lot.
Yeah.
That's potentially
Two.
great.
I'll take what I can get. Yeah.
Watch me roll like dog shit. 1!
Oh,
Look,
Hey.
you gotta take what you can get. All right.
Hey, Emmett.
I've doubled my mind health.
Hey, Emmett.
You gotta... Yeah?
You do have 10 narrative
You have
points.
10 narrative points.
no, but we're not spending narrative points.
Nope, never gonna.
Nice
We have
try,
all the narrative
director.
points.
Nice try.
Hey, Emmett, would you like to spend a
You
narrative point to re-roll that?
On one hand, the gimmick is funny. On the other hand, I feel
You
like
need
being
the
a
mind
good...
health. You really need it. Yeah,
I
two
feel like
is not
being a
enough.
good... I feel like being a good player.
So is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, you get a narrative point.
You may re-roll that.
Yippee, I get 2. I'm at 3 of 8. That's still not great, but it is a
That is-
200% increase.
Allow me to put it like this. You went from immediately taking an injury slot at your next combat fatigue to only a maybe. If it goes very badly.
Yep. I think that for Emmett, part of this is that, like, this is a religious service. He hasn't been to one since Prometheus, and that's, like, multiple years. That's 2 years.
Actually, I feel like the thing that might strike Emmett is this: not only that this is a religious service, that it is happening openly and with official
It's not
approval.
hidden. Yeah, it's not hidden.
No, it's not even hidden. It's official.
Yeah.
The colonel not only is okay with it existing, he encourages such things.
And this may be somewhat, it's a little odd, but I think, at least for Jozsua, I think he's gonna join in the Amines for the Mourner's Kaddish. Like, he knows what this is.
It's
Any joke?
probably given the incredible minority, it's probably not something you hear often, but it's definitely something you've heard before.
Well,
Yes.
Jozsua
definitely.
is a trained political officer. He knows how to.
Which
okay, then yeah.
he's a chaplain, so like this is something he would know.
Yeah.
Like he'll join in the Amines of the Kaddish. He might be the only one doing it, but
I can hear still the way that my rabbi at my synagogue growing up would chant and sing the Kaddish. I'm not gonna actually recite Hebrew because I was terrible at Hebrew.
it's also a little long. Like it's not like long, but
long, But it's not short.
Yeah. As far as prayers go.
Yeah. It would be short if you read it, but it's chanted. So it's
So is what it is. Yeah. Well, it's also, I think, a big reason Joshua's recovering mind health is at an ordinary Islamic funeral, there is chanting. There isn't a funeral for a martyr. And so being able to having there be, some, it's a nasheed for an Islamic funeral, but a Hebrew chant's not that different. So it's like, this is a little bit of home for him as well. And, there's a little bit of hope that he did do right by Zafia and, that the obligation of the Ummah to pray for the souls of the dead has been fulfilled, despite the circumstances.
The weird ass circumstances of your life as of late.
The word you just said, I'm guessing, purely guessing here, that is the Islamic version of sort of the concept of mitzvah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, Nasheed or Uma?
That second one.
You're gonna have to remind me the. Yeah, basically. I mean, there's some differences. We can talk about this later. yeah.
The finer details
Right.
of
Yeah.
They
tensions of
rhyme.
We
religion.
can discuss this off air. Yeah.
Anyways,
Vincent
they
learns
rhyme.
religious concepts.
This has been comparative
does not know
religions with the
this.
red team.
this is a very red team moment. You know, the only way we can get this more red team if we could be talking about economics.
I'll talk.
That's why
about
I'm
economics.
that's why I'm giving the benedict. That's why I'm giving the benediction and not Rasavine. And then I think with the Havelgrad song and with the Mourner's Kaddish, I adjourned. Funerals are quick in Islam.
I have a question, Hordon.
Yerp. You
look to your left and you see Tootie, who looks like what?
I mean, again, I don't know if, like, I don't know if bored is necessarily the right way to phrase it, because that sounds disrespectful. It's... He understands that maybe aloof would be a better word. He's fidgeting a whole bunch, which anyone who knows Fuyuki would know that that's like he would like to be doing something else.
Hordon, seeing your commander's apparent lack of emotion on this subject, what are your thoughts on that?
It's mainly hitting in the same vein that Hordon learned throughout life. It's the same kind of reaction that he'd be having about the same time, though he's a little bit more frazzled, not being able to attempt to stop it in any way. So he didn't necessarily see it as like a fault of character or anything like that. But he would lean over and elbow you, 2D. Boss, you good?
I'm fine.
All right. If you ever want to talk, let me know.
He just kind of shrugs. Seen a lot of these, I guess.
As have I.
I suppose, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I think it's best for everyone involved if we just move on and get back to it.
Nah, grieving's important. As long as we do it. I gotta ask, you religious?
He just shakes his head. Not really.
Well, still, I suggest you take your time.
I've lost a lot of people. I don't want to say I'm well-versed in the subject, because that sounds unnecessarily grim, but
Nah, I get you. I lost damn near my whole family. It gets, I don't get easier, but I sure do get a lot more numb.
I have come to the understanding that everyone I meet under a military context, everyone who steps foot onto a ship of this type, anyone who pilots a walker frame, anyone who picks up a gun, will die. I mean, we'll all die. That's how this works. But
It's
we're
just
soldiers.
the fact of the slow crawl of time. But
Yeah.
I don't know. You met me. I ain't planning on going nowhere.
Neither am I. Things don't always go to plan.
I presume everyone's sort of filling out of the hangar at this time.
Getting back
Yeah.
to work.
Hey, you're welcome to overhear any of the things Fuyuki's saying. He's not, like, whispering or anything.
No. I mean, nothing about this conversation is a secret to Joshua.
Yeah.
Like, or surprise.
in particular is not really leaving the hangar because he doesn't know what there's nowhere he's supposed to be.
Fuyuki and Hordon, have you finished your conversation?
I'll just say that
I imagine when you say that, Quix, Jozsua has walked up to ask.
No. I'm asking out of character.
Hilarious.
But what I said is
It's just
funny.
I want to have a conversation with Emmett, and I don't want to interrupt
I see.
Mecha and Volca's character moment.
I just
Despite the
feel
fact
like
that I
that
just did
there's
that.
going to be a constant in this war, and it's going to be us two stones there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we are a ship of dead men. It is only a matter of when we enter our coffins.
I wouldn't quite say that. Did you hear that Jozsua might be getting medically discharged?
Well, then he gets let off easy.
I guess that's a form of death. Once you're off the ship, not much difference, I guess.
I suppose you could see it that way.
Well, all right, Captain, you're being awfully dour and sad, as aloof and not sad as you seem to be trying to portray.
He just kind of shrugs. What, would you rather talk about something else? Because I would much rather talk about something else.
I 100% would. Want to go get drunk?
Oh, well, maybe not that, but I'll come hang out with you.
What's a little
Badass.
underage drinking among friends?
What's a little fraternization amongst friends?
Exactly. Fuyuki does not like alcohol.
Fraternization doesn't even conceptually exist in the Jovian Union.
Fuyuki
Besides
does not
that,
like
Hordon
alcohol,
wouldn't
but he'll come
understand the
hang out.
concept on their own. And then
I imagine for Hordon, it's even blurrier on account of the fact that the rebel band that your ship was, you are all married to one another.
Yeah.
there are two things: either Hordon likes you or he doesn't. That's the options. Very binary. Now, that works for me. And Hordon's gonna go remember his friends in the only way that he knows.
Yashua's gonna see those two go, and he's like, okay. And he's like, he's gonna feel a little pride that they even came to the religious ceremony that he knew neither of them, would go to ordinarily. And he's also glad they're being friends, though. He's gonna seek out Emmett.
He's probably just sort of standing in the hangar as people file out because he doesn't know the ship. He doesn't have anywhere to be or anything to do. And his walker frame, which is the closest thing, the most familiar thing aside from Emin on the ship, is here. And so is she. So I think he's probably hanging out near that.
Thank you for contributing to the ceremony. It was it reminded me a lot of the funeral prayers back home. Not the same, of course, but felt similar.
You're welcome, I guess. I haven't had the chance to chant the Kaddish in a long time.
You see Emma next to you say, "I'll leave it to you, Emma, to make yourself stick out like a sore thumb."
No, not at all. He's gonna kind of come to Emmett's defense. This is what we do here. We believe in souls in the Jovian Union and in the IVA. Emmett, you said you're good with tools, right?
Yeah. I repaired things, among other. I did repairs on electronics and machines, among other things, before I found myself fighting.
Would have made a hell of a mechanic.
So I don't know if you know, fully informed you on the situation, but I'm kind of staring down the barrel of a medical discharge. Unless I can rig up, I don't know, something that'll let me fly a walker frame. I'm not asking you to move a mountain here, and I understand if it can't be done, but the bandages will come off in about a week. And, we've probably got I don't know, a few weeks until the colonel's got to come down on a final verdict on whether I'm staying or going. Do you think that, I don't know, there's something you can do?
He sort of scratches his chin a little bit. I mean, you have a machine shop, right?
Of course. Probably looks more like a carpentry shop than what you're used to, but we have one.
He sort of mimes a couple of motions with. It's the left hand, right?
Yeah, left hand. But it's weird. It's not just the hand. He sort of like gestures. He can't really see through the bandages. I'm only missing, the fingers shy of my thumb. There's most of the palm and the thumb is still there. I mean, I can't feel it or move it now, but the doctors say in a week I should be fine. Or, well, better. I'm never going to be fine again, but you know what I mean.
He sort of mimes a couple of motions, opening and closing the fingers, then rotating the wrist. It's definitely doable. I don't have anything better to be doing.
And I don't have anything to offer you in return as well, but
I think it's going to give me some peace of mind to build something. There's been a lot of breaking things.
Yeah. Has been, but you're he's about to say the word Hanif. You're Jewish. I hope this doesn't sound crass. How'd you get out, and how did your family get out to Saturn?
Well, same way that all the other Kovachim did, on a ship. Our ship. Not that I grew up on one, but we're everywhere, whether we're out in the open or hiding.
I just would never, in the Federal Army, it's not what one would expect. How'd you end up there?
I said it before, but not for a good reason, truth to tell.
Yeah, well...
Sometimes you don't have options. Especially with debt as debt on one hand and service on the other.
Well, I'm prying, and we just met. Should we go to the shop?
I could bear with doing some work with my hands. No, unintended.
He just sort of is like, great. And he's just sort of, as he realizes to himself that Emmett and Hordon, as we speak, are getting drunk and thinking of hand puns. We head to the shop to get working on the prosthetic.
Jozsua, as you're walking along, Emin turns to you and asks, so these ships have alcohol rations, right? I think I heard something about that.
This is something Jozsua knows. This is something Quix doesn't, to be honest. We do, right? Hello? Yes. Yeah, I didn't. He just sort of nods. Do you not have those?
No.
I mean, it's
rations, not rations.
You can buy stuff from the PX, but
when we
and just hand that out for
When we-
free.
When we ended up here, I think that you all did away with the last of her imported Jovian whiskey.
Yeah, you know that's like Jovian whiskey. It's like a cube. It's a trade name. A lot of it doesn't actually come from the Jovian Union.
What is Emin's reaction to this? To hearing
You
that?
see her blue screening.
It's like Tennessee. It's out of character. It's like Tennessee whiskey. Yes, they make whiskey in Tennessee, but it refers more to a specific way that it is made rather than where it comes from.
I think that Emmett just sort of pats her on the back. I'm sure it'll taste just as good.
I mean, it works.
You see her take a deep breath in through the nose. All right. All right. So what?
We're all having our worldviews challenged a little bit today, I think.
Also, I heard something about a book club. Please tell me you don't do that. Read books for fun.
Not all of us do. I mean, I do. And most of my Rafa mates. And actually almost all of the pilots do. Yeah. But not everyone, I think.
You're a bunch of nerds.
Yeah? You're there. It's a standing invitation. Anyone's welcome to join. For the next one, we're doing a people's history of smuggling during the Belt War. You know, real swashbuckling cops and robbers stuff.
Yeah, we got the book.
Oh yeah, yeah, because you were yeah. Oh, sorry about that. You know how it is. Anyways, the shop. Emin, he points out where the I guess they're probably just doing shots in the mess or something. So it's sort of like down that hallway and to the left relative to the hangar.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I just imagine Evan saying, like, this has been the weirdest day of my life.
Probably.
She turns to you,
Jozsua says quite frankly.
There's always tomorrow.
Emin turns to you, Emin says, whatever you do, don't pull banker on me.
What do you mean?
Oh, you know what you're talking about. You know how Anchor and Boots were.
The gears are very slow to... It took Mecha a minute to figure that one out.
Don't do some weird shit on me, Emmett.
I promise not to do anything too weird if you promise not to get too drunk.
Wait. There'll be drinks?
You asked where the alcohol was.
Yeah, we just had a funeral. You can't have a funeral without drinks.
I just want to know if that was real.
Oh, they're real, and they're pouring them out right now in the main mess.
Huh. I don't really feel comfortable out there.
No one's making you. But that's where the party's happening. You can come with us to the shop, or I think my mic's unplugged. What? Hello?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Hello. Okay. Sorry, the little green circle turned off. You know, you're welcome to go there. You're welcome to come with us. You do have freedom of the ship. I mean, except for all the places that I can't even go to, but and then me and Emmett, we're gonna go to the shop, so to start sketching out the general purpose prosthetic.
Emmett,
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to describe me how you're gonna be making this thing.
So I think that he's probably going to have to get help with the woodworking because I suspect, just a hunch that they don't have a CNC router.
No, we've got there's gonna be, lathes, welding equipment. It really is mostly a wood shop with a little bit extra. I mean, you
there's-
can CNC
they're-
wood. They're probably gonna be lathing most of the things.
Yeah, I not that they can't CNC it technologically or that CNCing didn't exist at the time the show was made.
I'm
I
pretty
just
sure
don't
it
think the
did.
Jovians would have a CNC machine.
No, no, definitely not. Especially not on an aviation department shop is probably pretty robust.
You can make molds for Kierzite in there.
Okay, well then if they have a CNC router, which it sounds like they actually might.
They probably would. It's like
Allow me to put it
they
like
invented,
this.
They invented it in the 50s.
Allow me to put it like this. In the normal Jovian Union, they are working under a lot of technological restraints that means you don't get access to computers. But you're
Okay.
not a civilian.
Compromise.
You are not a civilian right now. This is the
Uh,
Bienno Rosso, one of the most advanced Jovian ships ever designed.
There is a CNC machine. However, you're gonna have to program the design yourself using punch cards.
I bet he can learn to do that.
Yeah. That's probably honestly how you learn to do it in Saturn.
But like the way he is designing this is, well, it's like building a articulable hand out of wood for the most part, or at least the fingers. There's going to need to be some usage of rubber or something like that
Oh, rubber?
for the harness.
That's very easy to get. They have rubber out the wazoo.
I was going to say
then
metal,
lots of-
but probably not metal for the
Mhm.
The basic design is basically a harness that goes over the back of the hand, with the four fingers sort of resting on the stumps, and sort of the quote unquote wiring on the back of the hand. Where you see when you move your fingers, you see the little the bones.
Mhm.
It sort of runs above those. There's a sort of cuff around the wrist just below the thumb. Couple of rubber straps or leather straps even maybe
Either would be available.
to hold it in place, probably thin enough that it doesn't disrupt the wearing of gloves or the holding of controls or utensils or
Might you also
clothes.
consider canvas?
Canvas, yeah, that might be good.
It'd be
'Cause
kind of
washable.
uncomfortable for long. Oh, it would be washable. That's a good point. Yeah.
Also, this is only
wait-
a first draft. Can
Yeah.
always be improved upon.
The thing about leather and using leather for it, or frankly even rubber, is it would get super awful super quickly with
Yeah.
any amount of sweat.
Grody, fast and forever. So
And then
probably
basically-
probably the glove bit is this is happening in character, obviously.
Mhm.
Probably the glove bit rubber backed by canvas that can be
Mhm.
removed and washed because I'm gonna have to wear this inside a pressure suit and those get stinky.
And basically, the whole setup is, when you twist your wrist, the fingers sort of curl in gradually to a fist. So that, if you were holding it, basically, or rather, the neutral position of your hand, right, straight up and down, is it's set up so that when you've got your hand in that position, it's under tension and in a fist, and when you rotate your hand flat so your palm faces upward, the fingers open up. So if you want to open your hand up, you just sort of splay it open, and then you can rotate your hand and close it back up. And it's a pretty natural motion.
It's all in the wrist. It's going to take some getting used to. Jozsua says, I have to do a lot more moving in my shoulder and lower in my arm than I am used to, but it's simple, so it doesn't break easily.
Jozsua, actually, I'd like you to roll me a poise firearms check at this very moment.
Poise firearms?
Yes, and I really
Okay.
hope you kill this one.
Okay, I mean, my threshold's a 7, so my odds are decent. 2 successes.
2 successes. You know, Jozsua, if you can learn how to field strap an M15 blindfolded, I feel
Which I did when I was 10 years old, as everyone in the Jovian Union does.
You know, what's really, as long as you put the work into it and getting the motion down, you could figure this out. It's less complicated than a gun.
Should I roll some kind of engineering check here?
What attribute do you think would be best?
I think this is definitely tact engineering.
Alrighty, that seems that works.
Now my question for you is this in front of a crowd? I think I have an audience here, so do I roll twice?
Yeah, this is like something
Yes,
people are gonna want to see is Jozsua trying the prosthetic for the first time.
Actually, no, it's they're gawking at the elephant. Because you have to remember, Jozsua, Emet is still in his federal uniform. He hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm. And also, I am back from the dead, so this is a sight.
A federal is building a dead man a new hand.
Yeah, so
so finally the episode title just dropped.
You finally get Emet to trigger your baggage, performance anxiety.
I've got to do it once before.
Please roll. What's your threshold?
My threshold is with this, it'd be a 9.
9. Okay then, roll.
So my 2 rolls are a.
No. Roll once. Tell me what it is. And then.
So the first roll was a 4 and a 2 for 6 under 9, and the second roll is a 3 and a 1 for a 4 under 9.
5 successes then. Well, 6 successes actually.
For the uninitiated, the way that this baggage works is that you roll on any skill with a 5 or 6. You always re-roll after the first roll and take the second result, not the better or worse one. So it could either be good for you or it can be bad for you. I love gambling.
It's the uncertainty. Mm-hmm. And imagine if you had rolled a 10 there and you know the existence of that 6.
So I think that with that many successes, Emet is sort of walking. He's not walking around the wood shop like he knows it, but he is, quite evidently skilled at the craft. As the prototype of this hand begins to come together, as CNC'd parts gets a quick sanding and get attached onto the harness.
I was going to try it on for the first time. The mechanism is intuitive, on how it works, but the actual motion, he keeps actually trying to move his fingers. The mental link between in order to move your fingers you have to twist your wrist, that's not something he can do without consciously thinking about it. He's like, wow, it works. I have a suggestion. Is that okay? Says to Emmett.
Well, I wouldn't be a very good engineer if I didn't take feedback.
So currently, it's either all the fingers extended or all the fingers retracted. And it just moves depending on how the wrist is. Do you think there could be any way that you could like lock it in position? Regardless of what my wrist is doing, or maybe set specific fingers to specific gestures.
I could probably make a disconnect for each finger. I could work on each finger. All of them wouldn't.
Being able to lock it in position is more the thing. Like if I'm holding things or carrying things. The individual fingers, I get that's a tall ask, but I had to ask.
It's not undoable. We should have a new version ready in time for your review.
Fuyuki-chan.
Emmett looks happy. This feels right and good.
Hordon would drunkenly slosh his way through the crowd and come up to the front. What do we have here?
Emmett's making me a hand.
Fuyuki followed Hordon, much less obviously drunk, but in a good mood.
Sir, no offense to you, Mr. Emmy, but I'm an engineer and you didn't ask me to do your hand? We even talked about a plan.
You're inebriated.
Am not inebriated.
Fuyuki kind of raises an eyebrow.
I can't believe they even let you into here. Like, there's like heavy machinery going on in here.
There's no rules in the IVA. Yay.
It's okay.
Hey, watch out for the router. The router's... Hey!
That'll rip your skin off.
I don't wear a shirt when I'm drunk. It can't rip nothing off.
Is he not wearing a shirt? Is he currently not wearing a shirt?
Currently not wearing a shirt.
Fuyuki, grabs Hordon's arm and is like, don't worry, I'm, his chaperone or something.
Fuyuki, I hate to say it, you're be a terrible trip guide. You're dour and sad right now.
Way too serious.
I am not sad. I'm having a great time. I just don't want to drink anything. It tastes disgusting. I mean, I don't know how you can stomach it.
Fuyuki, can you be sure to keep Hordon from getting dismembered by a bandsaw real quick?
I will.
Hordon is visually swaying.
He's keeping Hordon stable.
Wait, swaying. What? 0G.
Hordon's managing it.
Drifting randomly. Yeah.
Yeah. You can sway in 0G. It just looks different than swaying in gravity.
Fuyuki is doing his best to hold him steady.
I guess it would look like swagger. I guess it would kind of look like flopping like a fish.
And he's just kind of I don't know. My parents used to take me to all these parties when I was younger. Big fancy official suit parties, and then the after party where everyone gets a little bit unhinged. I never thought that part was very fun. A lot of people being loud, talking about things that didn't really seem to mean much.
Like that?
Like that.
Yeah.
like that. He's laughing in character. He's like, yeah, like that.
Oh.
I think in spite of himself, Emmett can't help but laugh at the spectacle.
Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Jozsua almost responds to Cap. He's like, oh, right.
Hordon, under heavy lids, kind of opens one up and looks down at Fuyuki, and then looks back at Jozsua. I'm sorry, I meant you. Have you ever seen vomit in 0G?
Oh, God.
Oh. Get him out of the shop, Fuyuki.
Fuyuki just starts dragging him to get him out of the shop.
I like to imagine that. Obviously, there isn't the little like monkey backpack with the little pulley leash string thing that you see on children, but something probably similar to that to move him around.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
I have like
He's pulling you by your
funny to
epaulets.
me.
I've got a
The
question.
situation is really funny to me because Fuyuki is 4'11" and Hordon is how tall again?
I don't think we ever said, but that just said the tallest.
We're having a reverse Don Quixote.
So he's like
sort of relationship right now.
He's like Gamagori. He's exactly as big as required for it to be funny.
Yeah.
I was about to say, just every time you see him in the walker frame cockpit from the front under the screen, it's just not fitting.
I just
like
imagine every single time the video feed, it's you can only see like the lip and below.
Yeah, you can see his knees.
Oh my god.
It's also it's like in group photos, it's like a Doug Dimmadome situation where like no matter how the photo is taken, his head is always like cut off at the nose.
So I have a really important question.
What?
Is Hordon like a, surprising lightweight, or is he like 12 drinks in?
That's a good question. Really important.
Yeah.
I like the surprising lightweight,
2 drinks in.
but he was also drinking like straight ethanol back on the belt at some points. I'm gonna go 12 drinks in.
You challenged a fleet rifle or something. I don't know.
And I wanted to win.
Hilarious. So Fuyuki is doing his best to like support the very much taller than and bigger than him Hordon.
That's also got to be incredibly difficult to maneuver in zero or microgravity.
Yeah.
Hordon? Hordon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they didn't pick up on the mic the first time I went, mm-hmm.
Would you like to trade a body for 2 mind health?
Trade a body for 2 mind health. That, without context at first, very worried me. But yes, I would love to.
Reduce your
body?
Your body by 1 and regain 2 mind.
Scout was allowed and always made me want to shout. I love you. I love you. There's the bed. And at that point, Hordon has fully nodded off with a slight backwards spin.
Does he snore?
Leave him there, he would backflip indefinitely until someone put him somewhere or he wakes up again.
Yuki, could you just like bundle him into his sleeping bag so he doesn't hurt himself?
Yeah, I suppose.
This does bring up a good question. In real life, when we party, we make sure that people sleep sideways when they're too drunk so they don't throw up and drown themselves. How does that work in 0G?
I guess you just need a trip sitter, because if you throw up, no matter what way you're facing, you have a substantial chance of asphyxiating.
Oh, there's a special type of love for them people then.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, where's Rent?
Where's his wife? Yeah.
No, you see, Hordon has
even more fucked up is the answer.
Hordon has
God.
a type. I am getting the pattern that Hordon has a type. Very, very short men.
I mean, Ren, Fuyuki, yeah.
Yeah, what she didn't know is that everyone on Hordon's last crew was like 5 foot tall at the tallest. They were really good inside of a ship because the space didn't need to be as much.
It is an advantage to be short, yes.
Yeah. Fuyuki is an inch shorter than the average person on Hordon's ship.
But what is Runt up to?
Let's see. I have a question. Red or white?
Red.
Red.
I rolled snake eyes. That's not useful right now. Okay, then. He is smoking a blunt.
Oh, of course he is.
Love that beautiful little baby.
Ren!
Huh?
Fuyuki kind of calls over to him. Do you think you could make sure Hordon doesn't, choke on his own vomit and die?
Huh?
I can't imagine a worse person to make sure that doesn't happen.
Runt's looking at you with his bloodshot eyes.
No.
Fuyuki looks so tired.
Wait,
Just for a
Fuyuki
moment.
faced with
There's-
real
hold on.
responsibility.
hold on. We have we don't we like have like elected people for like all kinds of jobs. There's gotta be a general sitter.
We have like a medic. Let's go to the medical ward.
What?
Come on, Hordon. I'm taking you to the med bay.
What again?
No, they're not gonna keep you stuck in there or anything. They're just gonna make sure you don't choke on your vomit and die. I have captain things I need to go do.
Oh, too busy for the big guy. Hey, Cap.
Yeah?
I miss Scout.
Oh.
He's just kind of quiet for a second. She was a good pilot.
And friend.
He just nods. You'll
Fucking
remember her,
right.
and that's what
Pain
matters.
in the ass, though, sometimes.
That's true.
No, Hordon, no.
Meanwhile, in the shop, we're working on draft 2 of the prosthetic.
Fuyuki's gonna drop him off at the medical ward, and then he needs to go fuck with Emmett. Not fuck with him. See, Vincent, is saying I need to go fuck with Emmett. Fuyuki needs to go make a friend. And this is a genuine way he thinks he can go about making a friend. He just wants to make sure Hordon is okay.
In the meantime, Jozsua,
Yes.
you've realized something.
What did I realize?
You smell a smelly smell. Tobacco.
What? His sort of like a shiver goes there, like, oh gosh, what is that?
You've realized both Emmett and Emin's uniforms stink of the stuff.
Did they?
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, that's. Did they? I hope this doesn't sound rude. Do they permit smoking on federal ships?
I suppose they did.
Uh-huh.
Is that not a thing here?
No. Very much no, actually. For a lot of reasons. Mostly Jovian cultural, to be honest, but like, you know, it kind of has a tendency to kind of permeate the smell of everything forever. So,
I guess I just got used to it.
no, that's fine. It's not like a failing to get used to it. It's just like, I don't know, noticeable. Like in the Jovian armed forces, it's like it's like kind of a big deal if you were caught with nicotine. But you know, we're not there, so it's less strict. But you know, it's still not common since you know, fully 50% -1 of everyone here is a Jovian.
Emin looks to you, Joshua, and says, about that, like, how not strict are we talking?
It's I mean, like quite actually. Why do you ask?
Because this has been the weirdest 24 hours of my life. And
Unless you brought any.
this is kind of, she looks around, a joke of an army.
I mean, you laugh, but we're a very dangerous joke. That's actually, I would like to think, he says, kind of putting one foot up on his soapbox and threatening to stand up all the way, that it's actually our familiarity and intimacy with one another that actually makes us a stronger fighting force. It's actually our greatest boon, not something that is against us.
Emmett flashes back to Nora rejecting literally basically every attempt to become closer as people.
Yeah, but could you... She looks around. Do you expect the two of us to order you to go die if we're friends?
Yeah.
Emin looks baffled by this answer.
That's kind of what I mean, it's more that I'll go in, and because we're friends, you'll follow me. And if you don't, I don't deserve to be in charge. I used to be the commander of the Rafa, and that's why I resigned, because they wouldn't.
Wait, who's right? The short one.
The short one. The
Right.
short.
Right.
The short. He sort of picks Emmett in the shoe, sort of playfully. The short guy.
That's
How could I tell?
That's Runt, right? Emin.
No,
Huh?
no. Runt is Runt even a pilot?
Yes. He's on one Rafa.
Okay, no, Runt's in one Rafa. Our commander is 2D. The one who just carried our friendly drunk off to sleep.
Wait, why 2D?
Oh, he was a dare to die. Dare to die, 2D.
A little short to be a stormtrooper.
A little young,
I don't.
too.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he ever actually was one, or if he's just sort of like a big fan. He gets a little. He can be a little intense whenever you bring up the prospect of suicide.
I imagine in this moment, Emmett, you are sharing a look with Emmett of deep, deep concern.
Fuyuki's a good person, though. He won the election to be commander of the Rafa, so that's who it
They
should
let
be.
you vote for it?
Mecha, I imagine when you say that, it's in stereo as Emmett is saying the exact same shit.
Yeah, that's pretty normal for company level units and below in the IVA.
In the federal forces, they would just tell you who's in charge.
Yeah, we
I
tried
feel-
that. They
I
told
feel-
me I was in charge, and I almost got everyone killed.
I feel bad for everybody stuck in the Greg Mays squadron now that Nora's going to be in charge.
Nora?
You see Evan just like shudder at the thought.
Next in line after Major Gare.
Oh, right. Oh, I think I saw her once. We didn't speak. She seemed
Intense.
intense. Yeah, we say at the same time. Yeah.
I don't know if she's a bad person per se, but she has a poor temper.
She's also a racist.
Damned by faint praise. Well, okay.
You know, I'm going to invoke the Fuyuki everywhere system as you hear Nora,
That's me.
Fuyuki, as you walking back.
Fuyuki pops out of a ventilation shaft.
Pops his head in. Oh, Nora? Yeah, remember, he like kind of elbows Yozsua. You remember she's the one who, killed all of my friends and cut open my cockpit and told me to find her and fight her again in the future?
She did
What?
what?
Yeah. One of my first, sorties as a Walker frame pilot, actually. Killed everyone in my squadron, cut open my cockpit. I mean, if you've ever wondered why I have the, like, big red painted slash over my cockpit, it's a mark. So she'd recognize me again. Because I want to fight her.
Oh.
Because this time, I'll win.
That's horrifying.
She sounds
He just got shrugs.
sick. Like sick in the head.
I think she's mellowed since then.
She seemed pretty resistant to wanting to fight me last time we talked about it.
I guess you two were a bit busy for her to get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, I suppose. I do
I
hope
think
I get to
she's-
fight her again.
Made some progress as a person since then, it sounds like.
Hopefully not enough progress that she won't want to fight me. He looks like kind of disappointed.
You seem to be all about the fighting and the dueling.
He just shrugs. Enjoy what you do and you never work a day in your life?
You would have gotten along with Courage, I think.
I heard so much about her. I always wanted to duel her. We met once, did you know?
No.
There was
guess-
this prisoner exchange, and I was under very strict orders to not cause an international incident by dueling anyone. He just kind of like glares at Yozsua. Not like
I
Angry.
stand by what I said.
always wish I got a
She
chance.
probably
to fight
would have liked that too. She liked dueling anyone.
She was
Wasn't a bad
yeah.
sword teacher.
Now that like his language is coming, now that he sort of remembers, like, oh yeah, she was the sword freak.
She was a good teacher.
Oh, she taught you?
She taught
I mean,
all
if
of
they
us.
gave Emmett, if they gave Emmett back his effects, like he probably has just buckled the sword back on. Because like, what's he gonna do?
I imagine at this
You-
point, Emmett, it's like force of habit. You've been doing it for months
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. It's like he doesn't even think about, oh, I would need a sword. It's like, well, it's part of your clothes. You wear a sword.
I mean,
That's
Fuyuki wears
that's
the
what you do now. But like
Yeah.
Emmett does have officer's saber at his side right now.
Fuyuki smiles like the widest fucking grin that you have ever seen him make. So we gotta fight.
What?
God, come on, don't you want to duel me?
No.
Right now?
No.
I mean,
no.
probably not in the middle of a machine shop. That's not a good idea. But there's plenty of other places we could do it. He just, like, turns to Yozsua and is like, with blunt weapons, and I won't be mean about it. It's just for fun. Or, you know, we could boot up the simulators and duel in walker frames, but there's something about, like, steel on steel that I find a bit more exciting.
Little
Do
slip
you
of the
ever-
tongue there. He looks down toward your axe because it sounded like you said exciting.
Fuyuki's poetry is just a shit ton of puns.
Yes. No, it's not. I need an excuse to actually read the fucking poem I wrote soon. Fuyuki.
You should paint it on the on part of your machine.
The poem I wrote? That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Like it's like, you know, it's kind of like putting scripture on a machine, but you know, not
Actually,
scripture in
that
a
kinda
poem.
fucks. I don't know
Yeah,
if I sent you what I wrote, but considering
You
what I
might have.
wrote, that kind of fucks.
It's got, as the kids would say, it's got aura.
Yeah, noted. Fuyuki will do that. But anyway, he's like, I mean, the best way to get to know somebody is in a fight, in my opinion. You don't want to,
Maybe.
you don't have to.
Maybe you can cut apart my engineer after he's figured out a way for me to pilot
I'm
again.
not gonna hurt him. I just said that.
Mhm.
We're not enemies anymore. I'm trying to, like, make friends.
It's your heart's set on this. I'll humor you.
Yes. He looks so excited.
But does he do a fist pump? It sounds like he does
Yes.
a fist pump.
I did one, like, in real life in my fucking dark little lab room, so yeah.
Ah, yes, the Fuyuki hole. He's like a bridge troll.
Yeah.
Beat me in these fights 3.
No, it's more of a Monty Python bit, you know, with the Black Knight.
Oh god.
None may
Yeah.
pass.
Tis but a scratch.
You see
Alright,
Fuyuki
can-
with 2 broken limbs and like a bloody.
Can we like focus on the like prosthetic first before you go cutting off each other's fingers? You gotta get the first one right.
Do you mind if I stay and watch?
Sure.
Sure. It's not exactly exciting.
And I think that there's like another, you know, a bit more montage of like, you know, Emmett using probably like fairly fine tools to, you know. I wonder if they make springs out of Kurzite.
I probably couldn't.
Like they can make
there's-
you can make springs out of glass.
Really? Could you make a spring out of ceramic?
Well, a glass is a ceramic.
I guess that is literally true. We can try.
Hey, Emmett,
Yeah.
I'd like you to roll me tact and engineering again.
Oh boy. Okay, the first roll is a 7. The second roll is an 8.
Aww. That should be how many successes for you? 2?
2 successes.
It seems like you are not having as much of a breakthrough as you had last time.
Right now, he's sort of setting the springs in the fingers so that when they're not under tension, they will open up.
All right. Well,
Fuyuki's kind of like half watching, half like reading a book and like writing something down in his notebook.
About the
It's kind of on and off.
About the Belter smugglers, because you know, book club's in 2 weeks, so.
What is Emin doing while Emmett is working on this?
She seems also to be writing.
Fuyuki would. I don't know if he'd like outright be like, "Hey, what are you working on?" But he keeps kind of like looking over at her with curiosity.
There's one issue, Fuyuki.
Mm-hmm.
When you go over to try to peek at what she's writing, it's in a language you don't know.
What language is that? He points at the
Bosnian.
page. Oh, neat. What are you writing?
My diary.
Okay, I meant more specific, but you can be vague.
Is that an order, sir?
Yozsua
No.
cringes at Yozsua across the room. Yozsua cringes at the sir.
We don't really do that here. You don't have to tell me. I was just curious.
And I'll get back to writing then. And she gets back to it.
He looks like he just kind of shrugs and goes back to what he's writing. He's got like a little satchel bag with him. He has 2 books in there. One is the People's History of Smuggling for book club. The other he hasn't pulled out.
Maybe like a half hour to an hour later, I think that the first prototype is all put together and finished. It is rough, it is not finely made. It's CNC routed, and roughly sanded. So like the fingers are a little bit lumpen. The finish isn't there's no polish or anything or wax on it. But it works for practicing the motions.
That's kind of what we're gonna focus on right now. Is what he's got to get good at. Is just literally relearning how fingers work.
And if you're
fingers are so good, why didn't they make a sequel? And lo and
Fingers?
behold, Emmett has made a sequel to Fingers.
controversial sequel to Fingers 2. In character, if the noise bothers you, I don't know. I suppose wear a glove.
I think I'll just get used to it. Probably a glove just adds. There's a pretty non-trivial amount of resistance that like the glove gets to it. I'd honestly rather not.
And then looks over. Well, why can't you make the glove just be a part of the hand then?
In terms of sound dampening, I guess you have felt, right?
I'm sure we could find some.
Felting or some kind of fabric in the joints and on the fingertips where things clack.
Yeah, I can see that. That would make sense. There should be some kind of glove, at least for like formal settings, I can put this on. But I don't know. The main thing is that like I don't know, it's kind of heavy. And the more we stick onto it, the heavier it'll get.
Well, I think it'll work for you now. I'm gonna go indulge your captain.
Go right ahead.
All right.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
No, you go first.
Emmett was gonna go. All right. As he sort of stands up from the workbench and sort of turns over to Fuyuki. Where do you want to do this?
Would there be a generally understood good place within the ship for duels.
You have a gym.
Hangar's most. Yeah, gym probably, but also the hangar is like half empty because like half of our fucking walker frames were destroyed.
Actually, 30% on this ship. Half of the squadron is now.
I see. I'm inclined to say like hangar duel for like the set piece, you know? But I suppose the gym might be more practical.
Think of the animators. We've never been to the gym before.
Oh, that's true. We have never been.
No, incorrect. I met Markovic in the gym.
No, you met Markovic in the sim room where he was dancing.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the gym. He was doing that in the sim room. All right.
Because he had to move to the beat.
Well, of course.
He's gotta.
He's gotta.
I'll let Fuyuki obviously. Does Fuyuki have a? Oh, I guess Fuyuki's gonna use the axe, not the sword, not a sword.
I mean, I think he could acquire or have a sword easily. He just brings the axe.
I asked because it's the like a if needed. I guess Jozsua would. No longer being an officer, he does have the officer's saber, so he does give. He would lend that if called upon.
Well, you also have to remember, Quix. You have fleet rifles aboard, and fleet rifles during boarding actions are in fact trained to use bladed weapons quite frequently. There are training implements to use.
So yeah, I guess if there's like training blades or something, that's probably the best thing. Normally, Fuyuki would be like, we could do this with a real sword, but he was being serious when he said he wasn't gonna like unnecessarily harm anybody, so.
You go to the gym, you get padded up, and you have a few watchers, but otherwise no one's paying terrible attention to you, like closely. Like they're not invading your space.
Yeah. They're doing this in zero gravity, I think. Or well, they have like mag boots, so Fuyuki honestly is probably trained to fight in zero gravity.
Yeah, probably.
And if anything, I think he might like prefer that. So how exactly are we gonna do this?
A great question.
I think Fuyuki will duel without the restriction of gravity if given the option.
Well, that's the only option you got.
He just like takes the mag boots off.
I assume you have some kind of training weapon somewhere. You have a lot of wood on this ship. Are they just sticks?
The training weapons? I don't know, that would be a Goman question.
They are metal.
Because they do have training weapons. Okay. We have metal training weapons. Fuyuki tosses you one. Here, we'll use these.
Emmett, the first thing you notice when looking at the sword in your hand is it does not have a hilt.
That's interesting. How are these meant to protect your hand?
The fleet rifle looks at you and says, they're not.
I'm no expert, but that seems rather important.
Well, you better just not get hit in the hand then.
Yozsua says most swords are used by Utniki. They wear armor gauntlets.
That too.
For our audience, the Utniki use Shashka, and Shashkas don't have really big guards. Very minimal, you see. Also, Jozsua, I don't believe you're here in this scene.
Yeah, I don't.
Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I be here for this?
So above the
We'll have
table,
to
Fuyuki wanted
make
a scene
further
where we could talk.
Alone.
Okay, sorry.
No,
No,
you're
it's
good.
okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean.
It's fine. We can have a fucking, a locker room scene after this.
Oh yeah, true.
That'll get the fans going.
That'll work. Yeah,
as we
let's do
all
that. You're
know,
here now, Joshua.
war is the gayest thing a man can do.
This is about
Alright.
to be an incredible
Second,
day.
second only to sword fighting. So let's.
Twofer.
A fucking Volca's comment in the voice chat. Joshua's in the locker room too. Everyone's gonna have to forgive me because I'm actually not great at, at describing sword fights.
That's fine.
Don't say cock. Goma, you have to say that one out
You have to say that out loud.
Ah, yes.
You have-
She's there too. Ah, I see. Chair Joshua.
Oh, not Josh.
So
Oh my god.
if somebody mentioned armored gauntlets,
No,
Emmett is-
actually. They,
Yeah, no one did. I think Yuki might say that.
No one did because they don't have armored gauntlet. It's really just a thick leather glove.
yeah, Emmett was just gonna grab a towel to imitate that.
The thing is, with your padded gloves, it's much.
Okay.
It's
I see.
about as bulky as the real thing that they get to use.
Could you describe the rough, this is a zero gravity environment. How tall are the ceilings?
How tall are the ceilings?
Oh, it's a hanger.
We're in the gym.
Oh, you're in the gym? Yeah, a story.
It's like 10 feet.
Yeah, to 8 to 10 feet. Well, it's a spaceship. They're a little shorter than they would be on a normal building,
It's enough.
Mm-hmm.
but not a lot.
All right, are you ready?
Of course I am. He smiles.
I think that Emmett sort of looks to Jozsua, in a sort of, yeah, somebody has to call this, and it can't be either of us. It wouldn't be
Oh,
fair.
that's true. Someone does need to ref this, and I am a pretty natural choice for that. Okay. He's like, so. All right. First swordsman to get 3 touches wins. If you get touch, yell out touche. Otherwise, on 1, and then he's going to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then he's going to step back because this is not something you want to be close to.
Mhm.
And there we go.
I think as soon as Yajua says 1, Fuyuki is going to do, much like he does in Walker frame combat, surge into motion just with the intention of, overwhelming his opponent with, I am charging at you right fucking now, all speed and aggression, you know what I mean?
So if you hadn't done that, I would do that, but now that you're doing that, I'm going to make full crafty use of the environment here. We're in zero gravity, which means I can do some really fun things while you're
true, I'm
charging
so
right
glad.
at me.
We're in
I'm
zero gravity.
glad we have the 2 STEM people doing the sword fight in 0G.
Yeah, I'm about to do something really fun and show off that I am playing a smart character who's good at smart things. And as you charge towards Emmett, he is going to launch up and basically, use his legs and move them to, as astronauts can do, and as represented by the AMBAC concept in a different franchise, which has made its way into real concepts for astronauts now. He's going to rotate his legs such that it flips his body so that, he is looking down as you are charging towards where he hopefully just was, and can bring the sword down towards your head.
I see.
Fuyuki.
Mm-hmm.
Grit. Melee. Pressure.
Understood. Do I get a reaction bonus? Or, no, sorry, an action bonus? My bad.
That's your pressure.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm stupid.
You get. You don't have an action bonus because you're not in your walker frame right now. Remember?
True. Fair point. Alright, it might take me a minute to roll things, because I have one die. Alright.
You know, parry psycho dice.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing right now. Alright, that is a threshold of 10. I got 5. Is that a threshold of 10? No, it's a threshold of 11. I'm wrong because I also have the pressure. 7 successes.
Emmett.
Mm-hmm.
Poise, acrobatics. What's your ace skill again?
Cunning.
Yes, cunning then.
Could I make an argument for this being poise melee? As I am attempting to strike with this motion.
No.
All right. Target of 6. Sorry, 7 with cunning. I am going to use a use of sleight edge. No fucking way. Okay, so for context, one of my dice was a 1 and the other was a 5, and I chose to reroll the 5, and now I've got a 1 and a 1.
Oh my god.
That's a potential point.
I love gambling!
I love gambling!
So how many successes is that?
That is...
Wait, this is a 2d6. And that's 2
Yeah,
ones.
it's a critical success.
Ooh. Fuyuki, you totally whiff as Emmett gets above you. Emmett, please make me a poise melee at a -2.
All right.
Fuyuki, because of the critical success, I will not allow you to react.
Understandable.
That is 1 success.
Fuyuki, you, as I imagine, swipe forward as Emmett moves up, and then you feel a rap on your shoulder as Emmett has connected. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt because of all the padding, but you do feel it.
Fuyuki freezes, takes in a breath, looks up, smiles, and says, "Nice! Can you keep going?"
Best of 3?
Best of 3! He looks like he is having a genuinely good time.
All right, so Emmett comes down from the ceiling, back to the starting point.
We all slowly turn to Quix.
Summoning Yozsua. Yeah?
Well, you're referee.
Sorry, I've been kind of out of it. What just happened?
Fuyuki kind of got schooled.
Oh.
Emmett went up and over and got Fuyuki on the shoulder.
Fuyuki got 3 touches?
A touch.
No, just 1.
Oh, just 1? He's like, all right, back to the corners. From 5. 4, 3, 2, 1 for round 2.
This time Fuyuki looks like he is approaching the situation with much more patience. He knows this isn't going to be easy.
My opener right now is I would basically, as I guess we're circling each other, loosening the Velcro on one of my offhand glove with my teeth, and then sort of flipping it at you.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a distraction?
Yeah. It's a fast-moving object.
Oh, true, true.
The brain just kind of does that.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think Fuyuki's response to this is let me think about how exactly I want to narrate what I'm visualizing here.
Because like if he sees you like look for even a second, he's gonna try to lunge. To
Yeah,
be
that's what I
clear.
figured.
Okay, then I know exactly what I need to call for. Fuyuki,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like you to make me a calm awareness or
Hilarious.
poise
That's,
awareness.
That's
I feel like
I would
what's more fitting here? What do you think?
I
Vincent?
mean I would say okay, my argument would be poise, but that's because Fuyuki isn't angry. He's genuinely having a good time. Like this is fun. There's
Mhm.
nothing really at stake. He's just having a good time. So I'd say it's not really a matter of like keeping composure, it's just like a genuinely a reaction speed kind of thing. Does that make
Well,
sense?
the reaction is what you want to avoid, I think.
That's true, but I my point would still stand, I suppose.
Mhm. Up to you, I suppose. You've been given the choice by the director.
Okay. Then I think I will go awareness, poise.
Emmett.
Let me roll my dice twice for some fucking reason.
I'm
Okay.
guessing this is something in sleight.
Keen slight cunning.
In sleight cunning, gotcha.
Okay, I'm fucking dying. I got double twos.
Well, I didn't roll great. I got a 5 and a 6.
What's my awareness?
You know what? I'm going to use another use of sleight edge here because, like, what else? 3 rounds, 3 uses.
Fair.
I need to get this to a 3 or lower. I'm rerolling my 6. Blessed day. That's a 1 and a 5.
I got 4 successes, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think I beat your successes, but I at least didn't fail.
It's good.
5, 2,
Emmett.
1. I think that's 3 successes to your 4.
Emmett.
Mhm.
Please make me a grit melee Fuyuki and Emmett at a -2.
Mhm.
Fuyuki, how would you like to respond?
You
I
double
think-
5s. I whiff.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I think what Fuyuki is gonna do is he's just gonna sort of like step back and aside, and then maybe for a moment, sort of not necessarily feign distraction, but like, glance to the side for a second, and as soon as he sees Emmett start to spring into motion, he's going to just I guess sort of like step to the side and then come at him from the side to evade, like both evade his attack and hit him.
Poise melee, please, Fuyuki.
Okay. Is that with pressure or no pressure?
Yes, pressure, please.
Okay. So that is a 10.
That's 10 successes?
No, that'd be insane. I did not get 10 successes. That's a threshold of 10.
Yeah, I don't know if that's mathematically possible on this many
Actually,
dice.
you'd be wrong, because once you add in ace skills...
Yeah, that's actually 4 successes, not 10. 10 successes would have been cool.
And Emmett, you feel a whack at your torso.
That's 2. Yoshua's hand goes up. So that's 1 each, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
All right,
One
It all
more
comes
for
down to
all of the
this.
marbles.
And for game point to the corners, 5, 4, 3, 2, go.
What's Fuyuki gonna do here? I gotta think about it for a second.
So time to execute on my one dumb plan that I've had since the start.
Okay, sure.
I can't beat you in a straight sword fight. Not the kind of gritty sword fight. What I would like to do here, because the sensible thing to do here would be fight on the defensive and try to wait for you to slip up, right?
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is throw my sword.
You're gonna throw your sword at me.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that.
I don't think Fuyuki would. God, I kind of want to have him do something fucking insane, but I don't know if I should.
I've just done a dumb thing. You should do a dumb thing too.
God, okay.
Grit. Slight. Cunning, please, Emmett.
Grit to throw?
Yes.
Okay. That's not great. My odds of this were never great with those stats. Honored opponent, would you permit me to use a narrative point to see if I can succeed?
You know what? Sure, because I'm gonna do an insane thing and I might snatch a narrative point for it, so.
Alright. Rerolling that. Last one for all the marbles, slight edge. I have a chance to not fail here, which means that I'll need you to not succeed. But, okay, so that is 4. I've been getting extremely lucky on these. 4 under 5. 2 successes.
Fuyuki, what is your response as Emmett has chucked the sword at you?
I'm gonna say something deranged, and you're free to tell me I can't do it, but
Are you
you know
gonna catch
what?
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna catch the sword. Fuyuki's gonna catch the sword.
Poise motor, please.
Okay, what is my motor? My motor is 2. That's not impossible. Do I get pressure?
No.
I don't
And
know.
you also have
Okay.
to beat Emmett's roll of 2 successes.
Okay. That is a threshold of, if I calculated that right, yes, that is a threshold of 6. Can I do it? That's a 1. I gotta roll the dice again. I only have 1 dice. I'm gonna fucking scream. That fell on the floor. Hold on. This is much slower when you only have 1 dice. Oh, that is a 2. I almost got double ones.
Emmett.
But that is a 3, which is 4 successes.
See Fuyuki step to his side, grab the sword, and now he has 2 swords and
Grab the sword by what director?
the handle.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna grab it by the handle.
You see,
Oh, were you hoping you would win on technicality?
yes. Now, technically, there's no rule stating that my blade has to touch you, just the sword. So actually.
It
Actually?
does have to be the blade. It very much does.
But yeah, I think, Fuyuki just kind of catches the sword, and now Fuyuki has 2 swords.
What's Fuyuki gonna do with 2 swords?
What's Fuyuki gonna do with 2 swords? I think he gives Emmett a smile, like a genuine smile. He's not like mocking him or anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, that was a good move. And then I think he's going to charge forward similar again and just kind of try to, not aggressively or like very hard, but you know, in the way that he often does, just kind of tap him across the chest and just kind of say, move faster than that.
Well, only one thing to do, which is not accept defeat. Who does that?
Good. Don't accept defeat. That's lame.
I've gone over. Time to go under. This is zero gravity fighting, baby.
Woohoo!
Sweeping the legs doesn't necessarily make you fall onto the ground, but it will send you a tumbling. So I'm
That is
gonna
true.
basically, as you're coming at me, I'm basically gonna. Emmett's gonna basically launch himself low and basically try to take your legs out from underneath you and send you head over heels. To be clear, I'm bad at this. This is not a thing I'm going to be good at.
Yeah. Well, hey, what are random duels for if not rolling things that you're kind of bad at?
Hey, Emmett, acrobatics
Mhm.
grit.
Yep. I need to roll 2 1s to succeed here. Oh, that's so close.
Oh, what'd you get?
I got a 1 and a 3.
Well, to wrap this up, Emmett, as you go for Fuyuki's legs, which you do successfully get a hold of, you feel something smack into your legs as Jozsua then yells at point. Match.
Okay. That was pretty good.
Fuyuki offers Emmett a hand.
I'll
and
take it.
Takes off his
Not-
helmet and shakes his hair out.
Not exactly how we would have done it back on the Greg Maze, but there were a whole lot more rules under Courage.
Yeah, I would assume so. But,
like to
in a
think
real
she'd
fight, there's
be-
a lot less rules.
I'd like to think she'd at least be happy that I'm keeping up the practice.
I think she
He
would
purses
be.
his lips.
Not a lot of people here would actually, do this with me in the first place, so.
Fuyuki, you usually have to go ask the fleet rifles to help you with that.
Yeah.
And they're a lot bigger than you.
Unfortunately, that's kind of a death sentence when you're as short as Fuyuki is in a sword fight.
Most
Reach is a
people
bitch.
are a lot bigger than me.
I should have gotten a bonus to my rolls because because of reach in sword fighting. My arms are longer than yours.
Now I'm just imagining you hold your arm out while Fuyuki tries to punch past you.
I mean, that's viable though.
Hilarious.
Anyways,
This is so funny.
to get this show
Anyway.
on the road, continue.
Yes.
Time to go clean up in the locker room.
Indeed.
The not at all homoerotic locker room?
Absolutely not. Why would you say that?
Yeah. The very heterosexual locker room. So I think we pan back over to the locker room and Fuyuki starts like taking the padding off and getting changed. As he does so, he's just kind of making like idle conversation. I think like Vincent, don't really know what he'd say, but I think he offers Emmett a few points of like, oh, at this point you could have like done this instead, or like, that was a good move, but like, XYZ. I'm not sure entirely what he'd say, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
As he's sort of chattering, he like takes his shirt off so he can put his uniform back on, and you see like 2 thin scars under his chest. He doesn't really make any point of it, but. And he's like, oh yeah, by the way, Emmett, how exactly was it that you pronounced Philippe's last name?
Gare. Like I think
Gare.
I looked it up. I think that it means war.
That's fitting. That's French, right? I've never really been that great with that one. I'm learning a little bit, putting a couple of
He
things
was
together.
from Earth. I think it was France. He said.
He gave me his copy of Robin Hood when we met during that prisoner exchange I was talking about. I'm learning a couple of phrases, I guess, or just kind of, piecing things together from context. He would write little notes in the margins to He said it was practicing languages.
He was
It's an original.
he was trying to learn Cronian.
You know, he I only met him once, but all things considered, he was probably the best teacher I ever had. He actually explained things to me. Sucks that you killed him. Funny how these things work out, I guess.
Emmett is sort of flabbergasted for a moment, and then he says, "Yeah, I guess it is."
You know, I used to have these conversations with people who were, I guess, skeptical of the war or, didn't necessarily like the way I went about things or the attitude I had. And they always used to say, oh, there's good people on both sides. And I think they're right. And Fuyuki starts sort of picking up his belongings so he can start leaving. He's like, I really do. I think there's probably a lot of people like Philippe on the blue side. But at the end of the day, this is a war. So I don't think that really matters. That you're on the right side now, though, and he gives you a smile. And unless he's interrupted, he's just gonna leave.
You know, if all that happens is good people, because there are good people on both sides of this, you all don't seem bad, and there were some good eggs over there too. We keep killing off those good people on both sides of the war. By the time we're done, we're not going to have any good people left.
And if we don't have a war, Saturn won't have independence. So I guess it's just give and take, huh?
And I imagine at this point, Fuyuki, you leave, and
Yeah.
Emmett gets
I
the
mean, again, unless
Em-
Emmett isn't following him or something. But
No, Emmett is going to clean up in there.
Emmett has a moment of stew on that. However, there's one last thing we need to answer before we close out today's episode. Jozsua, it's a few days later on the 15th when you're talking with Comm Squad Renfro, Itch, his call sign. And he's in front of you and says, well, Timebomb.
Yeah.
I suppose we've been all been thinking about this for the last couple of days, but I have in my hand here medical discharge papers from the IVA.
I don't think I need to. I don't think those are necessary. With this, he says, twisting his wrist to demonstrate the functions of the general prosthetic, I can manipulate anything I need to in a cockpit from the inside of a pressure suit. There would be a little bit of a learning curve, but it basically would be fine. I really don't believe a medical discharge is necessary, and I don't know. Furthermore, I want to stay, so I feel like leaving the Rafa at this time would be a really bad idea.
Well, if you feel that way, hey, Jozsua, I'd be happy to still have you.
Thank you. I extend my hand to could I have the medical discharge papers, please?
He hands them to you.
And then I rip them apart with the prosthetic hand. And credits.
Actually, I imagine as you're leaving.
Oh.
One last simple thing. Very, very simple.
Okay.
No credits yet.
Renfro puts
Yeah.
a hand on your shoulder as the two of you walk away and says, "Let's get you a drink. I wouldn't want to fight this war without you." And
Renfro, you know I don't drink.
it's a special occasion.
All right.
And there we close out today's episode